Hey,
Hey.
what's up, everybody? Welcome to week 28 of the CrowCast. This week, we're over the moon to have Dane and Tyla Campbell join us. That'll be in a few minutes from Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. Can't wait to meet up with the guys later. How are you, bud?
I'm really well, mate. I'm really well. 28 weeks now, mate. We're getting closer to that 30 mark, and then it'll be 40, then it'll be 50, and
I'm just
ooh,
loving. I'm just loving the weekly transitions in your studio, bud. It seems to be a different backdrop every every week.
we're getting there now. I've thanks to the tip jar last week. Thank you, everybody. I'm now not in a cupboard, and I could afford some lighting and some soundproofing. So yeah, man, it's been fun, mate. It's kind of what I said to you off air just before we kind of came on. Um, One thing I'll take from this experience is the learning side of it. I mean, COVID, I've managed to kind of learn how to do more in the studio, more technology. I've spent a lot more time with my boys. They've advised me on how to make things better slowly. So yeah, man, it's been really exciting and getting there now. Like, and feels weird when we're talking to, I don't know, producers or something, and I actually know what they're on about now. So
Yeah, you putting me to shame now. I need some neon lights because you look like you've been on the sunbeds as well, eh? And fair play. It's a lovely glow about you.
well, I have
need,
this. I
I
have,
need
I
that
have
in my
a
life.
have a little magic light. That's yet again. That was courtesy of Claire. That was she said what you need is a ring light in your life. And if anything, when we had it the other day, she sat in front of it. She was like, "Fuck, I genuinely need to carry this around with me, so you can just change. You see what I mean? It's just a subtle glow, but I haven't got it right yet. I'm still learning about lighting. Obviously, that's too light. That makes it too washy. So yeah, man, it's everything. Or I don't know if you're the same. Just every part of this. So every time I do something, there's another element to learn. Like so, the streaming side of it. It was all about like what software. Oh shit, how do I do that? Or that needs Ethernet. That needs this. So you start to learn all the basics there. Then obviously you upgrade. So then it becomes cameras. Then I
Yeah,
remember you saying to me about lighting. You were like, "Dude, why don't you try like a lamp or you try this?" And so
yeah.
that's what sent me down the rabbit hole. Is when you kind of suggested about lighting. Well, you actually suggested about the whole band lighting themselves better. To be honest, so it was like, and then I kind of went out, got a photography light that was a bit bright, and then it looked washed out. So yeah, slowly but surely, mate, it's getting in now. And what I love today, I got as far as setting the drum kit up. I've just started putting the mics back in play. So the next couple of days now I can get that all wired back up and start recording drums again, like which is fab. So
Yeah, yeah. We need you back behind that drum kit, bud. And I
yes.
I need that light. You look like what's the guy that does the antique show?
Oh fucking David Dickinson. It looks a bit tan. Well, the thing is,
No, but you look great. I'm just jealous. I need that in my life.
my my boy actually he did like all the lighting around the room, which was cool as fuck, and I watched him rig it up and stuff. That was class hours. But I've kind of gone off now because I'm thinking of David Dickinson. You got me fucking screwed with there then.
I'm just looking at all the comments. They're like, I got the best tan out of all the crows, and yet I look like a milk bottle on you compared to you now.
It's all to do with the new camera and all of that, mate. I'm missing loads of comments on you. But I tell you another exciting thing that happened this week as well was I bought a new chair. And that genuinely doesn't sound a big thing, but when I'm saying new chair, it's nothing to do with what I'm sitting in here. I bought a new chair in my living room. Oh man, it's a game changer. It's a rocking recliner. Oh fucking hell, dude! It's so class, like.
Oh, you should have taken a photo or video of you on
Well,
it.
what I'm thinking is, mate, it's kind of a spoiler, but I think it's going to have to be the Christmas CrowCast edition. I think I'll have to do it remotely downstairs, live in front of, you know what my Christmas trees are like, man. It's always like the feature of the fucking house. Like we do the full on Griswolds. We go out into the forest and we get a tree cut down. and then struggled to get it home. The kids are normally up against the glass in the car and everything. And then obviously it always looks smaller out in the field, and when we bring it home, it's fucking massive. It's like 10 foot by whatever. So I'm thinking this year in my little rocking recliner chair with a glass of Baileys.
There we go. And then reciting "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Brilliant. Christmas is sold.
Yeah. See, John Mitch, I've seen the chair. It's a thing of beauty. That is correct.
Are we talking? Is it a leather chair? Is it?
It's a leather suede chair. I don't know whether that wants to be more suede than leather. I was never really into the band, but yeah.
What color is it? Black, brown, what?
It's like a brown. It goes with the room, man, with like the wood floor. I go for that whole fucking redneck Ronnie, don't I? You know, chopping down stuff. And so yeah, the room's like very much stone walls, big fireplace. So yeah, man, it's like if I smoked again, I'd have a pipe, like, you know. It's I've got not fucking in slippers yet, though. I'm not a slipper wearer. I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
I need to see this chair though, but that sounds epic.
Yeah, it is, man. I forgot to tell you that in real life, obviously. But yeah, it's fucking incredible. It is. It's just this. It's like this spaceship chair. I've never had my own chair. Have you ever? I don't know if you did when you were growing up. I know I went to certain friends' house, and you go to sit down. They go, "Oh, don't sit there. That's my dad's chair." Oh, I've got a fucking dad's chair.
No, it wasn't a dad's chair, but it was definitely like on the settee. I had my place. I always sat in the same place. My dad always sat in the same place, but it wasn't a chair, so to speak. Not my dad, anyway. But I know what you mean, though. There are families out there that do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's somebody's chair, like, you know. Oh, don't sit there. Oh, Nan sits, but you better not do that. She'll have you, like. So yeah, really, really good week. Got a suntan, got a fucking facelift for the room. It's been pretty special. Like, how about you, Bet? Any news? Anything going on?
Well, clearly nothing has changed in my life as extravagant as yours. I've still got the grey wall. The dodgy light bulbs, but all good. But great to rehearse with you boys this week. As some of you may know, we're heading over to Germany. Fingers crossed, unless something happens. Next week, I think it's next week. Is it next week?
Yeah, week after. Week after.
We are 10th of October. So it's great getting a room and jamming and coming up with a new set list for that Germany show. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, it was cool, wasn't it? We've had a couple of good jams, and I think we're back together again this week, and then one more, and then we fly. Actually, no, yeah, no way, it is next week, dude.
Yeah, I thought
wow, holy shit! Yeah. I thought we had another week, because it's funny how I break things down to like football. So I always look at it as formation. So when we did the call of how many practices we're doing, you know, and then it was like, well, we'll do two this week, then one that week. You always look at it as like 2-1, then Germany.
Yeah.
So I mean, fucking hell, yeah. So yeah, Germany next Friday, unless something drastic changes, like, you know.
Which, to be honest, could happen.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I'm excited to play a show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, me too.
And it's a bit nervous though to get, like, you know, on a plane and go to an airport and, you know, meet people outside of Wales. That's a bit daunting. Because lockdown has just sent you a little bit cuckoo, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit different. Like, we've been in like a work environment, and it's all being controlled. Everything is safe. We trust everything that's going on. But I do know what you mean when we're getting dropped at an airport, and then it's the case of, right, off you go to a different land, a different, you know. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I think we're going to document it, and we'll obviously give everybody an insight, or the best insight we can to it. I mean, Dave Price has just asked, how's it been sounding in practice? I'd say good, fair, isn't it? It's a bit weird because I think you said in the last rehearsal, we've all grown accustomed to kind of doing our rehearsals on here, as in like talking about what we're going to do. And then we didn't really have much rehearsal leading up to Planet Rock, Roxy Asylum. So now we have like a 75-minute set. It's a bit like, wow. So we're putting together a full show for them. And then it'll be do the show and then back to the hotel, fly home, jobs are good done. Look back on it and go, wow, we played Germany. That's fucking crazy.
It is crazy. And there'll probably be no one there apart from the camera crew and, everyone putting on the show. So strange times, but, I'm just glad we got the opportunity to do it. It's a big deal out in Germany, Rock Palast. So, tune in next week. Live stream.
Well, it'll be the CrowCast. So it won't be CrowCast 29. It'll actually be CrowCast 30.
Yes. Yeah.
CrowCast 30 will be...
Hopefully we'll have some footage, like you said, document it, and probably share some stuff on CrowCast 30.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Awesome.
Got any birthday shout-outs?
Yes. We have, starting off with Chris Saunders got in touch and asked if he could give a birthday shout-out to his better half, Shelley Skerritt. It was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Shelley. Hope you had a good one.
Happy birthday, Shell.
Happy birthday to Seven Webster. It's his birthday today. Hope you had a great day, mate.
Happy birthday, man.
He's not Seven. That's his name, Seven. David Graham got in touch. Can I please have a birthday shout out to my daughter, Carrie Graham? It's her 21st birthday tomorrow. She's a big Crow fan and has been since we first saw you at Wildfire Festival. Wow, that was a while ago.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Carrie. Happy birthday to Ashley Davis. It's his birthday today. His first Crow gig was Download, then Paddy Pavilion, then KK's in Wolverhampton. They also had Sheffield tickets, Tramshed tickets, and Tivoli booked. Obviously, COVID gone away with that. But they said when COVID is over, they will be there front and center. So happy birthday, Ashley.
Happy birthday, Ash.
Happy birthday to Guy Bellamy from Great Music Stories. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Guy.
Hey, Guy.
Hey, Guy.
Hey, Guy.
Hope you had a good one, bud. Mickey Cooper got in touch. Please could you give a 21st birthday shout out to a younger son, Martin. He's 21 years old today. Happy birthday, Martin. It's also Mickey's birthday on Thursday too. Happy birthday, Mickey.
Happy birthday, Mickey.
You're so fine. You blow my mind.
God, you're in my head.
Everyone was thinking it. Everyone was thinking it.
I hope so. You're sad.
We got some shout outs. Happy anniversary to B and Darren Edwards. 24 years married. 26 years together. Wow.
Congrats, guys.
How'd you do it, Darren? That's unbelievable. How did you manage that?
Oof.
It's hard work, B. Just see your text coming over now. What are you on about?
Oof.
Mike Gailey. Hi, Shane. CrowCast request. Can you please wish my wife, Sarah Gailey, I hope that's Sarah and not Sarah. It's spelled S-A-R-A. Sarah. That's got to be Sarah, hasn't it? I hope so. Happy wedding anniversary from me. It's on Wednesday. Thanks for keeping the entertainment going each week. A highlight for many of us. No problem. Mike and Sarah. Happy wedding anniversary Wednesday. And that's all the shout outs.
Awesome. I did an happy birthday and literally nearly twatted myself in the side of the face. Happy birthday! Nearly took my ear off. Never mind.
Brilliant.
Well, should we have some guests?
Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dane and Tyla Campbell.
Hey!
What's happening?
It's happening,
Modern
brother.
technology.
Are you doing, boys?
Look at those curtains over there. They're banging, eh? Huh?
Oh, straight from the 80s they are. Straight from the 80s.
Straight from the 80s.
There's no,
What about 3 years ago?
parrots or budgies. What's going on? I love it.
Having a clue. But it's the best place I can get internet signal for you lads. So there you are. I've turned off the Wi-Fi on my phone, the Wi-Fi on my iPad. It's shocking over here, boys. It's like being back in the 90s.
It's a bizarre world, boys, because for anybody who doesn't know, you're only down the road from us. You're about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So
yeah,
it's fucking bizarre because you're on lockdown, we're on lockdown, which means we can't even like meet up and do this live. Because I had the thought the other week, I'm glad I didn't say it to Dane, but I was like, oh, maybe we might have like our first live guest on. And thank fuck I didn't say that. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I had to do a podcast the other day on Zoom, but with a guy who lives in the same town as me. Because I can't go over his house. He can't come over my house. I won't say who it is, yeah. But, there's not many drummers who live in Ashton-Manach, tell you that.
Yeah. It's just mad times, boys, isn't it? It's mental. Like, I mean, how have you been coping with it all? Obviously, the cancellation of gigs and stuff.
Go on, Tyla.
Well, me, I've basically been the laziest person. Actually, I say laziest person. I got so bored at the start of lockdown and actually started running just for something to do. So literally, I had nothing to do all day, every day for a month. I was like, I'm going to start running now. So I've been keeping that up. I mean, and every time I get like £1 closer to losing a stone is usually on a Friday where I do tinnies on a field with my mates.
And then you drink about 15 beers.
Yeah, I have 15 beers. And then on a Saturday, I'll do a red wine and cheese night with a boxing of football on. And then on the Monday, I'm back to flipping 15 stone 3. I've gained like £5 over 2 days.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst things you could possibly eat and drink, though, is beer and cheese.
Yeah,
lose weight.
Staying with you, Tyla. I've been watching now. You've been getting them from where? Is it the Cheese Co. or something? The Welsh Cheese Co. Or
the Welsh Cheese Company? Yeah, I don't know if Dane. Do you want to fill in?
It looks fucking slamming, bro. The
That's
pictures you've been putting up with a bit of an ale and that. Yeah, it looks slamming. It does.
That's to continue on from Tyler's story about lockdown. The Welsh Cheese Company is where I work at the moment.
Oh, fucking hell.
I don't like telling everyone about it, but yeah. So I got a job with them because luckily I know the guy who owns it, and my friend Will, I won't say his surname just in case he wants to keep a secret, works there as well. So he was like, "You're starting to get a bit busy with lockdown. What are you up to?" And I was like, "Well, not a lot, mate. Not doing a lot." And he's like, "Oh, do you want a job or what?" I said, I'm not really looking for one, but it's probably a good idea, isn't it, to get one?" And at the time, obviously, we didn't quite know all the festival season would be cancelled. We just had we had a support tour in April, didn't we, with Michael Schenker, and that was cancelled or postponed. So I was like, well, this is cancelled. It was around that time, so I thought, yeah, go on then. So yeah, it's not very.
I get loads of free cheese though.
Yeah.
I don't eat cheese, so whenever they've got stuff to give away at the end of the week, I drop it down at Tyler's house or my father-in-law's house.
Well, there we go. I thought he had some fucking subscription or something. you know, you can have those kind of the meals in the post and stuff. I thought he had some fucking a la carte selection of cheese and fucking proper posh beers and stuff to complete the cheese.
Well, he has got a beer subscription, hasn't he?
Yeah, I do beer 52, and then I try and guilt trip people because basically, if you get friends to sign up, you get a free case of beer, or loyalty points, but no one's actually fallen for it yet.
Well, hang on. I've had my free box off you.
Oh yeah,
but I haven't cancelled it yet. But I probably will.
Yeah, you got to cancel it. That's the thing. I had a free case delivered to myself and then cancelled it. That was good.
The thing is, do they realise what the address is? See, I've got about 5 email addresses. So
they don't.
Use a different email address every time.
You can generally do it because somebody told me they'd done it. They got 5 email addresses.
I'm going to do that for the next 5 months then.
Just put it under their wife's and their child's name or whatever. Or their dog's name. They don't.
There's only 2 people living in my house. But
talking about beer and cheese, I went to a restaurant the other day and I had beer and cheese soup.
Beer
what?
and cheese soup?
It's absolutely glorious.
That does sound good.
Wow.
Cheese soup.
What type of cheese, dude?
Oh, I have no idea, bro. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm a bit funny. I like my cheese, but I'm not into the smelly stuff. Are you into that, Tyler? Or
I don't mind a bit of like blue cheese, but once it's too smelly, like not a stinking bishop, like can't do that.
oh no.
Don't want one of them on the ride and chuck in the tour bus, do you?
No,
Or the van, like.
or a bishop's finger. I've never fancied one of them as well.
No.
Again, Ronnie.
or a priest.
Priest finger.
But no, it's it got to be the right cheese for me. Like I'm into my Wensleydale with cranberry. I like a good mature, really strong, tangy, take your head off mature. But then I'm a bugger for sauces, so I tend to use the cheese as the thing, and then I'll have like chutneys and chili and pickle and stuff like that. Like so,
there's a good fig and apple chutney from a Dane's company, which I highly recommend.
Try that. I will try that.
The brand is called Snowdonia, so it's obviously from up north, and they make loads of wicked cheeses as well. Snowdonia Cheese Company. Basically, the company I work for, they don't make cheese, but they buy it in from all the different farms around Wales, and then they sell it.
So that sounds awesome.
They do about 40 different types of cheese, and they do gift boxes and subscriptions and hampers. And
might want to change the name of this podcast to flipping Cheesecast.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm bigging it up. It just gives me more work to do.
We get into everything on you, man, because like I think everybody expects to come on, and then it's like so. We'll get to that after how did it start and shit, but we always go off on a tangent, man, and like if it's food, drink, I mean they're two of my favorite fucking subjects right there, like, you know. So
yeah.
Definitely.
Did you ever go to that wine and cheese, well, I think it was a wine bar which was open just before COVID on St. Mary's Street in Cardiff? When they literally like a month before, and then I'm hoping they're still there because it was banging, because they did like a wine and like cheese board selection. It was really cheap, and because it was a brand new, I'd be surprised if it survives, but fingers crossed. I don't recommend that. Just type in wine bar on St. Mary's Street, Cardiff, and hopefully it's still there. There you go.
I'll do that. I mean,
who knows now?
There was loads of places that I wanted to check out, and with the band and at that time it was work for me. It was kind of life was getting in the way, and then everything was just the band, and it was like, wicked, right, here we go. So when I'm not doing the band, I can do this like enjoy life thing, and then fucking COVID happened. So it was a bit like everything's a bit on hold, and like Shane and his partner at the moment, Shelley, she goes to a lot of restaurants and stuff, doesn't she, Shane? So I've been picking her brains. But it's nice to kind of go places together when you can. Like at the moment, it's the case of fucking all you can do is talk about it, really, isn't it? Like it's it is harder, like, because I'm very much, I like going with mates as well. I like that who will sit down, have a meal, have a chat for ages, couple of drinks, job done, home you go, like, you know. So that's what's miss.
Like going for like a meal, like say if it's a gig, going to a gig in Cardiff, always try and plan like a pre-gig meal with some beers, like always a good warm up to get you into it.
I'm like that in a band. Shane will tell you what. I love it when the band sit down and have a big meal together. I fucking love that. Like, you know, I know some of the boys in the band, they just rather just get it over with. They're not really into their food, so they just rather go somewhere quick, have something quick to eat. Yeah. But I love that whole like big table, everybody sitting down, chatting, loads of conversations, loads of stories. That's one of my favorite parts about being in a band. That is like.
We also try and find a curry out some days off, don't we, Dane?
Oh yeah, or the day before the day off. Smell reasons.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah, we try to actually, don't we? Especially if it's the last tour we went with King Creature, didn't we? Do you know the band King Creature?
Yeah.
They supported us last November, so we had a day off, didn't we? What town were we in?
Wasn't it not Cow?
Norwich.
I don't know. Norwich. Was it Norwich? It was Norwich. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a long time. Yeah, we went for a curry.
No, it was Southampton. Sorry, it was
Southampton. Is it?
Yeah, Norwich was. We didn't play Norwich last. No, we did. God knows. Who knows?
Due to the water, is it the waterfront in Norwich? Is that where we did, Shane? Is it something like that, or?
We've done that a few times, yeah.
Yeah, we played a small room upstairs the same day. It was Wheatus and me and A playing the big room downstairs. So I was I watched A soundcheck 'cause I loved A back in the day. Like,
Yeah, man.
yeah, so they soundchecked the song "The Springs" off Hi-Fi's Serious, so loved that. But didn't watch any of the show, unfortunately.
Old Folks was my that was my tune off the old is it
Monkey one? Is it called?
yeah, Monkey Kong something Kong or
Something to do with Donkey Monkey. I know the one you're on about.
yeah, old
Yeah.
Folks. That was
Yeah.
a tune. That was I used to be
Oh.
well into A back in the day with old Jason Perry with his he had a visor on and stuff, wasn't it? Yeah, man, that was fucking wicked. That was.
I think Fred Durst stole the visor off Jason Perry, like, you know. I think so. He started it all.
I used to rock a visor. Do you remember that, Tyla? A couple of them.
Yeah.
Used to have spike gear sticking up behind the visor.
Yeah, that was about. Would that have been in like mid 2000s, boys? Was that about that time? Early 2000, mid 2000?
Yeah, probably early new metal time, innit?
Yeah, because I remember like rocking up. I met my missus one day and I wore a polo shirt, baggy cords, a visor, and she was like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
Cords and a visor.
Are Bernie's jeans still a thing? Are they?
Yeah, I have seen people wear them. It might be mainly just skaters only wear them now, though. Because back in the day, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Every fucker used to wear them. I had about 5 pairs.
Well, you didn't have.
I never skated in my life.
Yeah, neither did I, bro. It was almost you didn't have feet with those jeans, wasn't it? It was just all fucking jeans and no bottoms, like.
Yeah. And you had a nice pair of Vans on, like expensive on, and then you couldn't see them. So what's the fucking point?
That's a good point, actually.
Brilliant.
So I would have been mega young, probably. But I was like, everyone at school's wearing Bernies, can I have a pair of Bernies? I wear them. I'm like, why am I wearing these? Like, I can barely walk, like.
Right, I can vouch for this because Tyler's probably a bit too young, but one thing they were very good for was storing cans of cider.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Those back pockets.
Festivals.
4 in each of them.
Do you remember at a festival, Viney's sound guy just gaffer taped them around his legs, and I think he had Bernies on, and he just got 4 cans in, like just gaffer taped cans on his legs and just wore Bernies.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, gaffer taped them around. Yeah, you're not allowed to bring them into the site of the festival, are you?
Yeah. I remember them. We used to do gigs in a football club. I think it was only Christ, you'd only been about 16, Shane, when that football club was kind of in Bridgend. Did you ever get down there, boys? Or
Dane might have done. It's probably pre.
Dane, do you ever see the football club, Bridgend Football Club? Yeah, I thought you might have missed out on that, bro. It was a fucking happening. It was just a football club that did gigs, right? But at the point, you'd obviously have like we played there, and then you had like bands from Bridgend area called like Wank Marvin, and then it'd be Jeff Kiljohn, Slider, and then Profits came down before they got their record deal. But it was just this fucking happening club, and it was like you said, full of like baggy jeans, rockers. It was amazing. It was, and it was just literally a football club turned into a gig. Which created a massive scene in the Bridgend area at one point, like, you know, so then every fucker started putting on gigs after that, which was great because you had, well, there was at one point, it was like 3 or 4 places that you could play, so you could kind of do a little circuit just at Bridgend before we had to come down like your neck of the woods, or we play the Malsters and, you know, all down that way, like, you know, so.
Yeah, I think you're pretty lucky, really, because Bridgend has always had, well, apart from maybe the last few years, it hasn't had as many options, but there's always been a few different places to play, all in the same town, which is wicked. Obviously, Ponty used to be, you know, it used to have like Treforest and Ponty. You would have a few venues, but then otherwise, there's nowhere else down our end really to play. So
Club Abont.
Club, yeah, well, it's a cool place, but it never really kicked off as being like a regular.
No.
The best thing we had, obviously, there was the Malsters. I think it was like Thursday nights. That was always rammed, no matter who was playing. People used to go as a social thing. Most people were underage, but that's questionable. But And then that got clamped down on, and then it was Tom's Banter Forest, which I think you
Yes.
did, Ronnie. I remember I might have played with you there back in the day.
Yeah.
Said Mike and misconduct or something.
Well, that's a good point, man, because that's how we met. Was like was that your first band? Said Mike.
Technically no, but first band I kind of started gigging, doing original stuff, proper original stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I think that's how we definitely met. Was through that, wasn't it? I don't think we played with you that much, but I think we did a couple of shows with you.
You did a few, man, because like I know I met you there, and then I would see you.
I was in Squad around the same time as well with Tom.
Yeah, because we were on about that on the phone the other day, and also TJ's in Newport, because you had an orange drum kit.
I had that Tama. Was it
Yes.
Tama Rockstar?
Yeah.
What was it called? Flame. I don't know. It was like hologrammy effect. It was like a orangey red hologram wrap on it.
Yeah.
I got rid of it, thank God. But when I was a kid, I saw that in the shop was a percussion house in Cardiff. I was like, oh, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I must have been like 15, 16 at the time. I was like, oh, that's mad. And yeah, I gigged that loads, to be honest, back in the day. And it was back when we were all doing the kit chairs and that, so loads of people played that. And it did all right. And
it did great, man. That's how I remember, because it's like a drum kit, weirdly, as we know, the same with guitars and stuff like that. Like we all remember musicians through their guitars sometimes, or you remember people, oh, he plays that, or oh, fucking hell, that's that guy. Like I remembered the drum kit, the orange drum kit. Nice. I was an idiot. I was when I was first in a band with Shane, when we was like proper kids. My dad had given me his drum kit, which was an incredible. I don't know if Shane remembers this. It was like a glittery red Premier kit.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. Now I look back, I'm thinking, fuck, it must have been like 1960s, 1970s. He looked after it really well. And I just remember, like, as the band got serious, so I was like, I want to be a fucking rock star. I was like, I want a black drum kit. So I made him sell it, love him. I was like, I don't like that kit, Dad. I want a black kit. So I offered to like do a paper round. I offered to do everything, and in the end, he got rid of that red glitter kit for a crappy Horner black kit, just because it was black. Now I look back, and the only reason I'm saying that is not because I don't appreciate it, is because I was an idiot. Because that red glitter kit, now looking back, would be a fortune, man. It was like 1960s, 1970s. Right. And when I was speaking to a certain drummer, he was like, what? They were thousands they are. And then I swapped it for a fucking 150 Argos fucking black Horner kit, like, you know? So,
bloody hell.
Idiot, man. Idiot.
Bad move. I want a black drum kit now, though. It's hard to justify during lockdown when you're not earning any money from playing the drums.
Yeah,
but I've been playing a white one for a few years, and it looks cool.
There's one in Argos for sale for £150.
I was going to say,
maybe I'll have to resort to Argos.
Yeah, it's yours.
Get endorsed by Argos.
No,
I don't know. I just saw a few comments about my microphone being quiet, so I'm trying to bring it closer.
That's better, I think.
I didn't realize it was quiet. Sorry, guys. It's awkward because I've got this little makeshift desk here, and it's on a little stupid tripod, and I've got it balancing on the mouse pad of my laptop at the moment, and then the two legs are on this little IKEA table thing. So I haven't got many options of placement at the moment. Sorry.
After an IKEA endorsement as well.
If I don't push it over, I should be all right. So, sorry if you couldn't hear me earlier. Put some headphones on, it might be better.
Oh, look at Dane being bossy now.
No, it's just a suggestion.
Hey, I got some questions here, boys, from the Crow family, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
A question here from Jane Smith. Question for Tyler. What is the story behind the "Fuck You, Tyler Campbell" shirt, and will there be any more in stock?
Oh, that's a good question. Do you remember the original why it happened, or was it just spontaneous from Neil? So basically, before Ace of Spades, when I play it, he's like, "Do you want to hear a Motorhead song or something?" And then I think one day he's like, right, get your middle fingers up in the air. It's kind of our thing, or well, my dad's thing, or whatever. I was like, after 3, everyone shout, "Fuck you, Tyler Campbell," and then everyone goes 1, 2, 3, "Fuck you, Tyler Campbell." And it's going to the intro, the bass intro to Ace of Spades. So we did that for a while, just because it killed 30 seconds or a minute of the session. It was quite fun getting the crowd involved, and I think we literally only printed like 25 T-shirts, and they sold out really quickly. So maybe we should look into getting some new ones. We should get ones with every band member's got a different one and see which one sells the most.
Yeah.
Yes, that's cool. That is. That's a good.
So whoever sells the most, does that mean they hate you the most, or do they love you the most?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, that's a good point actually.
But as a
Most
short
hated member or the most loved member.
Yeah.
It's best to be in the middle, really, just to be safe.
So that's I think it was just spontaneous from Neil one night, and then we just kept it going for a year or two.
You love it, really, don't you?
It's quite fun,
He likes the attention. It's quite cool because he does the middle finger to the crowd and stuff.
I try, and then I'll drop my pick, and then I think I've dropped my pick once, maybe just before the bass intro.
And you've done it, and there's definitely been at least one gig where you forgot to turn your tuner off.
Oh, I've probably done that a few times.
You've got to play the riff, and then there's no sound, and then you've got
to... Oh yeah, just making the crowd wait for what they want, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. But that's it. Another question here from Jane Smith. This one's for Dane. Have you fully recovered from falling off stage last November?
Thankfully, I was a bit sore for a few weeks, and I've got a bit of a scar on my arm, but otherwise, I'm fine now. Thanks for asking.
Do you want to say the tale?
The story there, basically, that was definitely Norwich.
That was Norwich,
That was Norwich, and luckily we've got to this stage now where my mate Di Conway sets up my drum kit for me. I don't even have to set it up. It's amazing. But basically it was time for me to sound check. Big old stage, big black curtain behind the stage. You know the vibe. I normally behind the big black curtain there's a big solid wall, and so I stepped up onto the riser. I don't really understand what happened because it happened so quick. I put my leg around. Basically, I stepped into nothing, and I fell down. I think it was about 10 feet, or was it about 10 foot?
It was quite a high stage, yeah.
It was pretty high. It was from the top of a riser as well, off the back. And I landed then on I think it was like a concrete floor behind the stage. It probably made some funny noise, and then I passed out on the floor. And then I woke up and everyone was like surrounding me, and I was like, and the only thing I cared about was whether my Fitbit was all right. I bought a new Fitbit on tour. I bought a secondhand.
I didn't know that.
I bought a secondhand Fitbit from like Glasgow CEX or something, and I was just like, oh, is my Fitbit scratched? And but no, I realized there's a big massive gash in my arm, and my ribs are fucking killing. And then I was all right in the end, but it was a bit of a.
So was that before you were going to go on stage?
That was just before
sound
check.
Ah, right.
Like in the afternoon kind of vibe. Yeah, right. So not just before the show. I'd had a few hours to kind of get myself together and I
get some
painkillers down. Painkillers, yeah.
Do you have stitches and stuff?
They didn't stitch it up. What do they call it? They kind of glued it back together for me the next morning. Because me and Todd then went to like a hospital in Nottingham because I woke up then on we were on a tour bus, so I woke up in this bunk. I couldn't even get out of the bunk.
Did we have a day off, or was it the gig the next day?
I think it was a gig. Yeah, it was a gig the next day, and I remember we got to get a taxi, didn't we? And because I was in so much pain, and I was like, oh, I've had bruised ribs before, so I'm like, let's hope they're just bruised, but like, let's get an X-ray just to check because there's so much pain, and drumming is the worst thing you can really do with bruised ribs, or just generally being on tour is a complete nightmare. You can't lift anything.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever hurt your ribs, but like any push or pull, any kind of force that like standing up is the most comfortable position.
Yeah.
So lying down, getting back up is so hard. And then we were on these little bunks on a bus. Getting up onto the bunks and getting out of the bunks is a lot more difficult than you'd think. But yeah, thanks for asking. It's fine now. I am, I'll try my best and not do it again. But it was quite hard to get through the last few shows. I think we had like 5 or 6 shows left.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
So I just had to I couldn't really put my all into it, especially the first 2, because I was just like grimacing with pain and painkillers, and I played.
Did we play the song slightly slower, or?
I might have. I tried not to, but I may have. But we did like the full set. I just couldn't really be who I couldn't like rock out like I would normally rock out and put as much energy into it as I normally would.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It just spoiled the tour for me, really.
How many shows do I have left then?
I think it was about 5 or 6, if I remember rightly. It was about midway through the tour.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, and it was like, you just got to do it, and I was like, I can do it. As soon as I did that first one, because obviously that was when I was probably in the most pain. I was like, well, I can do them now.
Yeah.
I just can't lift anything.
Yeah.
Ask me to lift anything. And showering was a bit difficult. Because I had like a bandage then wrapped around this massive gash in my arm, and because I had to keep it dry and stuff, and it was a bit difficult. Yeah, but whatever. I'm sure worse things have happened to other people on tour. So.
I don't know.
You got
any of that happened to you on stage, like drumming falling off your stool? Or I don't recall that happening to you.
Yeah, I did a gig up in Central Station back in 2008. It was one of my last with my old band, and I kind of had enough of the band at that point, so I got pissed, and it was the worst thing ever because I sat down on the stool and I went to go and do this like thing, and I went back, and I swore from that day I was like, I'll never drink again. It was unfair to the fans. It was, so I wasn't bollocks. I still played the show, probably better than I would sober actually. But it was the case of I don't know. It was just that, when you feel an arse. I fell over and then I was like, man, would I have done that sober? And I'm a fucker for overthinking it. So I was starting to think it was the drink that's the reason I fell. But yeah, and then I kind of that was pretty much the last gig I did. So yeah, it was done then. Yeah, but that's it. I've never actually heard anything. We play footy on a Sunday, and I actually hurt myself before going on tour. If you remember, Shane, I fucking went in goals. I never go in goals, and our goalkeeper didn't turn up that week. Or if he did, he's fucking just about being there anyway. If he's watching, so so anyway, I went in goals, and I can't remember which boy did it. One of the boys took a hell of a shot, and as I put my hand up to save it, my hand just went back, and it went back enough that all the tendons in my arm had fucking played up, so I had to have it strapped up. And then we did the first kind of, I don't know how many shows where it was really hurting, like every night I'd come off and I'd be kind of doing the warm downs and stuff. And then I managed to go for a Thai massage, which for my back and all your joints and stuff. And she fucking grabbed my arm at the time, and she was like, "You have pain." And I didn't have no strap on or anything, and I shouldn't have done the accent then. I apologise for doing the accent. Fucking hell, you've got to watch her now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
that's what she said. That's what she said.
That's what she said. So yeah, she held my wrist, and she basically said, "Have you got pain?" And then she started pulling my fingers. And that was it. It was great. I had the fucking best second leg to a tour. I think actually we were touring with, that was the Bad Flowers one, Shane. That was the stint with them. But yeah, that's the only real nightmare.
Wasn't that in Newcastle?
Yeah. No, Huddersfield. Because I phoned round for a massage. Because I think that was when you wanted like a steam room and stuff. And I was looking for sports massage. And I found this one woman, and when I rang her, I was like, "Hey, I'm kind of outside your premises." I was like, "I'm on tour. Any chance like I can have a full body massage?" And she was just like, "Oh, I'm not in work at the moment, love. But if you want to meet Karen, she's down in the car park. She'll sort you out." I was like, "Oh fuck!" So like being paranoid, and I thought I was on some sort of show or something. I rang my wife, and I was like, "I think I just phoned a prostitute." I didn't know what to do. I was like, fucking hell, I didn't know. So obviously when I went to the Thai massage place, which I found, I was super paranoid. So when I went in, I was almost like proper reserved, really nervous. And she was insinuating to like pull my 3/4 down a bit so she could get to my back. And I had a buckle belt on, but I was paranoid that she was telling me to take them off. So I was like, no, clothes are staying on. So I just fucking jumped on the bed, t-shirt on and everything. Like, so yeah.
She sorted it out in the end.
She's fucking great, mate. It's the
happy
best.
ending in the end.
No.
I'm saying it was a happy ending.
No.
She sorted your arm out. It was a happy ending.
It was a happy ending. It was minus the other arm being sorted. That was fine. Like. Shane's had a few injuries, haven't you, but?
Yeah, I'm a bit clumsy on stage. I've fallen off stages a couple of times. There's kind of like we call it the ego box. I got no ego, but there's a box.
We know where the box is.
They're lethal, dude. And our one has got 2 feet on it. It's supposed to have 4. It's just got 2, and so when we go on it, it does that. But we've never replaced the feet, so it's just you jump on it and you just your thing with death, like. And I've jumped off that onto your cymbal stand, Ron, and broke my ankle, like the tiniest little jump. Landed really awkward on his cymbal stand and continued with the gig. Went out that night in Cardiff, then went to the hospital.
You fucking came to football the next day, dude.
You were harder than me.
What?
Yeah, genuinely. No, he jumped. He landed right on the stand. His foot blew up, and then we went out in the piss because it was a great gig. And he was like, "No, I'm out." So we went out that night, and I'm pretty sure you came to football the next day, whether you came on crutches or whatever.
Yeah, I came on crutches, yeah.
That was it. But yeah. So he, and his foot was fucked, like, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. The adrenaline gets to you, doesn't it? And then you just do stupid stuff. And I'm a bit too kind of big and tall and clumsy, and I just end up either down in the pit or off the stage, or I don't know.
Don't you climb up stuff and that sometimes?
I have the tendency to go climbing.
Good on you.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah. It does.
You don't fall, like,
just a bit dangerous, like.
Yeah. Unless you fall and then you look like a twat. But
some of the positions I've seen him on, like one, we did a gig in Scotland and he kind of looked like Spider-Man. He was like sitting on top of the balcony. I was like, that looks fucking cool. The problem is I was playing a song and I had the Avengers theme tune in my head.
Yeah, we got time to think about that.
I don't know. That's what I like on the drums. Yeah, you can go somewhere else.
So while you were playing a song, you had another song in your head.
Yeah, you can start hearing the fucking. I could just see him pictured up there on the balcony, just it was incredible view. And then another one we did. You went to a balcony, but you climbed over. I didn't expect him to do that one. So yet again, we're doing the gig, and I can't even remember what we were playing in the gig because I was so fixated on whether it was one of those circus moments of fucking hell. If he falls now, there is no net. Like, do you know what I mean? There is no. Yeah. And he'd literally climbed over the balcony. Like, where was that to? Right? That was like on the edge.
Yeah, I don't know. I've done it a couple of times in Glasgow, in particular. I can't remember. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I just like to try things, but I don't really think about it. You just do it, and then then you look back at a video and you're thinking, what are you playing at? You idiot! That could be the end of the tour. That could be the end of your life. But in the moment, I don't know. It's kind of.
You seen that old video of Eddie Vedder when he's like on top of the camera thing? And he's that is nuts.
It's insane. He's my hero, so perhaps that's where I come from. So yeah,
that's weird because I was saying Neil would probably say Eddie Vedder is his hero or one of his heroes.
Yeah, definitely.
That's mad.
Yeah,
it's not really. He's a popular.
Neil likes about 3 bands, doesn't he? So
yes,
Neil likes 3 bands. We'd have had Neil talk for three bands worth, and that's it.
Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and
Nirvana.
Yes, it's fucking 3 great bands, all right.
Exactly. Yeah, hard to beat those 3 bands.
It really is.
True.
It is.
So,
So speaking about bands, boys, where did it start from you? This, like, we ask this question to all our guests that come on the CrowCast, right? But I suppose it's a bit different with your dad being your dad, like. But what was the earliest sort of memory of music, and was it from your dad? Was it something like the people we just mentioned now?
well, yeah, definitely. Like, we were exposed to rock music from, when we were toddlers, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
Bill
think-
and Ben before that. Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men.
Catchy song to be fair, that one.
But like, I remember, I think, we were probably going to Motorhead gigs when we were like, I don't know the exact.
I think it was
age, but
5.
Yeah, 5.
5 or
something like
6. I remember seeing Metallica when we were that young, and then Van Halen supporting Bon Jovi when we were around that age as well.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm older
That
than
was a
Tyler, so I was 4 years older than him whenever he says an age.
yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, so we were like, just brought up into it. We were encouraged to kind of play instruments. We all play a bit of everything. Well,
Yeah.
the rock kind of instruments. I can't play piano or anything, but Tyler dabbles on the piano, you know.
I try a bit, yeah. I can do
used to
bass
do-
notes and chords, anything else with the left hand, regarding like melodies. I can't.
Nah,
Every now and then, if I've had a few beers and I'm gonna try and learn a Ben Folds song, it just doesn't happen.
yeah.
Maybe once a month,
I,
give it a go.
Actually, that just reminded me.
You did Ben Folds Brick, didn't you?
I did it, yeah, in a school like Eisteddfod, or is it in Eisteddfod or something like
Yeah,
that?
I said
I did. I can't sing for shit, right? And I can't play piano for shit. But I did Ben Folds. I don't know if you know the song "Brick." It's like a ballad about. I think it's about an abortion or something, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Or something serious. But
yes.
yeah. So I played and sung that somehow.
How did it go down?
With my really deep voice. It went down all right. But I
Do you do the falsetto in the chorus? Or?
She's a brick. I don't know. I don't know. No, I think I just sang it all like an octave lower than the other song. Yeah.
She's a brick.
Well, no, like in between. No, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I never really played piano again after that.
She's a.
What I didn't think about, I remember I was practicing in the house on like a keyboard.
Yeah.
And then we did the actual show. It was like a digital piano, and then I had a microphone and a stand, and I was like, I don't know what. I was like, I need to look at my hands, and I was like, I hadn't thought about positioning where I'd position a microphone to be able to see what I'm doing, and I think I messed up a few times, but it was because like I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
I'd just been practicing in the house, obviously without a mic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing that I put myself into the deep end, and well, at least I tried, didn't I? I tried.
How old were you?
I must have been a bit older then. I was
You would have been
15,
like,
16,
all right.
yeah.
maybe like that. But yeah, I stick to drums now and sit in the back and don't have a microphone and fall off stages. But,
So Tyler, you said you were 5. You kind of saw your dad with Motorhead.
I think approximately around then. So I don't think I remember much of the gig, to be honest. Probably like turn it down. I want to go to sleep. Probably what I was thinking at the time. But yeah, it's mental when you think about it. And I think as you got older in like primary school, when everyone's like listening to like Spice Girls and the Boyzone, and you're listening to Joe Satriani, Metallica, and that, it's a bit different. But I'm glad we brought it up that way.
Yeah.
But
we never really had that. We never really listened to like pop music or anything. Not that I'm dissing pop music, but we weren't brought up that way.
no.
I probably like more pop music now than I did
Yeah.
then. I love a bit of Taylor Swift, but
I'm more Katy Perry, me. More Katy Perry.
mm.
They don't like each other, do they? They don't like each other?
Yeah, I don't think they're very fond of each other.
No.
I think they've made up now, haven't they? Something like that.
Oh,
'Cause like, Katy Perry's having a baby, so I think Taylor Swift is like, let's put it to bed kind of thing. Let's make up, like, let's be friends.
Oh, that's nice.
Fair enough.
Take the higher ground.
Yeah, let's collaborate and make fucking millions off streams.
Yeah.
They're probably best friends anyway. It was probably just to get publicity anyway, the whole thing.
Yeah. Every time an album comes out, somebody posts a tweet and then it gets about 1 million retweets
Yeah, it's nuts.
and 500,000 extra sales or streams.
It's
Good
fucking
tactic,
insane.
to be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah. So talking about album releases, we've got one coming up. That
Nice.
we can
Oh,
Oh, what a segue. What a
Wow.
segue. Oh,
Shamelessly
he's a fucking pro, isn't he? I was going to get to that.
Go for it.
No, yeah, we got
You
an
started
album
it, Dane.
coming
I'll
out.
let you do the
Yeah,
plug.
we were going to talk about it at some point, weren't we? Before everyone goes to bed.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
look at that. The boys are prepared.
Go on.
Yeah, so we've got an album called We're the
Vinyl.
Bastards.
Vinyl is also available.
And yeah, vinyl, CD, cassette tape as well, which is an
Random.
interesting one. We've never done a cassette tape before.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's coming out on November the 13th, so you can pre-order it now. Preferably pre-order it from our Music Glue page, because we're doing signed copies on there and like discounted bundles, because some people like to buy lots of stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
They like to have it all.
Really not looking forward to signing everything.
Nah, I'm not looking forward to that either. So,
It's going to take ages. Well, some work at the end of the day, isn't it?
Well, that's the only work.
Keep us
you'll have all
occupied.
year.
Yeah, pretty much. I do. Yeah, I've had barely any work, to be honest.
So what was the score with the record then, boys? Because Todd was a lot more hands-on with this one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he produced this one. The last one he didn't do anything with, did he?
Well, the last one was with Ramesh. Yeah, Ramesh, and you guys kind of went up the rock field, and that was album number one. This one was obviously a Squad HQ. Yeah, is it still called that? Is it a different name now, or
it's not technically now? Stompbox Recording Studios.
Stompbox. Yes.
Yes.
I'm still old school. I still call it fucking
L-Tech. L-Tech.
That's what it used to be called.
Yeah.
But Stompbox was the first place that we rehearsed on as the Crows.
Was it?
Yeah.
I was saying this to Dane on the phone the other day. We when your brother had it as a rehearsal rooms, we kind of went down there to start the band, and that's where we started jamming together and rehearsing. And like I said, one of my most favourite stories is like, I met your dad before that, but the fucking door just burst open, didn't it? It was like, door just burst open, and we were playing something like, I want to say it was Fear of the Broken or something. It was just, and like literally the door opened, he had a bottle, and he just went like, fucking riffs. And the door just closed, and he didn't touch anything. He didn't fucking put his arm out or anything. So it was like literally it had opened. As fucking Phil Campbell, fucking riffs, and like the door just closed slowly, and then he fucked off back. I think you lot were jamming. You were jamming in another room, or he was maybe writing with because at that point you were Phil Campbell and the All Stars before you did the name change, like
the All Star band. Yeah. We were mainly a cover band. Well, we were a cover band really then, weren't we? And then we decided to take it a bit more seriously, and we wrote some songs. And we did an EP first before that last album. So there's a 5-track EP out, which is a self-titled thing. Yes.
Yeah, self-titled because we were too lazy to think of anything else.
You can get away with self-titled, can't you?
Yeah.
But Todd recorded that actually. So he recorded that. But yeah, the second album he did, debut album, which is called The Age of Absurdity. He didn't record that. But this one, he recorded it and produced it, but we got it mixed with
Soren Anderson. Soren Anderson. He's Glenn Hughes' guitar player. So he's got his own studio in Copenhagen. So yeah, he did my dad's solo album. He mixed that. So yeah, Todd recorded Phil's solo album, got Soren to mix it, and we thought it was it sounded really good, and I think it was a good idea just to do it again, I think.
Yeah.
I think
it worked out well because of the lockdown. Because literally lockdown happened, and we'd already booked into the studio. Like Todd had put time aside in the studio for us to come in, and it was like maybe the week before or 2 weeks before, it was like lockdown. No one's allowed to go anywhere unless it's for work. Obviously, we can kind of get away with it because it is work, isn't it?
It is work. Yeah.
For us. But still, we didn't have more than 2 of us in at a time because we all live in different houses. It's a bit dodgy, isn't it? And
this was like proper serious lockdown as well.
Yeah, proper serious. So it was just me and Todd were there.
UK's equivalent of serious lockdown.
Yeah.
It's fucking true, man. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Bellends, isn't it? But yeah, so it was me and Todd, and then we did the drums, and then I buggered off, and I didn't come back until I had to hit some tambourines after all the vocals were done. I did some tambourines and some random percussion, and I did some backing vocal actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I did
Oh,
some backing vocals. Oh,
oh, he's there. He's there.
something happened there. Was that me?
That was you, yeah, funny enough.
Was it? Hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, I did backing vocals. But yeah, anyway. So then it was just Todd and Tyla. You did the bass, didn't you? So
Yeah, tried to set up Skype on the laptop. Didn't see him face to face throughout the entire thing.
really,
Yeah, didn't see him at
wow.
all.
I didn't.
Well,
know.
So,
really? So what do you do then? Did you
I
go
was
to
in the-
Stomp Box, yeah, or?
Yeah, so I was in the live room, so I
Yeah.
had headphones on, but even though I had the bass cabinet there, I just felt all the bass, and yeah, Todd was in the mixing room, and I just had a Skype like my laptop there, and yeah, we just did it like that. Really, only over 2 days, I think. It was actually it was 2 days, I think. So I was quite happy
Nice.
with that.
That's
I
pretty good.
remember the first when we were over Romesh, it was like Romesh and bash them all out in one day, and he basically wouldn't let me. I was like, I think I wanted to, but no, I had to restring my bass a couple of times because apparently I get really sweaty when I play the bass and they kill the strings. So yeah, it was interesting. I wouldn't say it affected the recording process much, really. I suppose it's got its pros and cons because no one else is around. You can kind of concentrate more on your performance, and I suppose it doesn't really get intimidating if other people are around, but you might come up with like better, well, other ideas and improvise more ideas. But then the bad thing is you haven't got anyone else from the band besides Todd, who's the producer, to like maybe pitch in with their ideas or
Yeah.
input.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that when I was doing the drums because we kind of wrote the songs, but you don't write everything hit for hit and fill for fill. At that stage, I hadn't anyway. I don't know how Ronnie works, but yeah, it was just apart from me and Todd, there was no one else to kind of give feedback on how does that sound, or is that all right there, or how's this fill, or any or just general input and feedback. There was no one to kind of go with it, and even things like tempos to check that everyone's happy with the tempos. They just had to go with it. There was one song I re-recorded. I think we did it on the first day, and then I redid it again on the last day because we'd listened to it and we thought I was a little bit too slow or too fast. I can't remember which way round. But without anyone being there, probably could have got that sorted at the start, without having to redo it again. But yeah, we were just being careful, and at the time it was a big scary. Well, it is still a scary virus, but it was a bit more unknown, and it was a bit like it was just as like the UK numbers started going up, so it was like we're not taking any risks here. It was risky enough. Just like me and Todd were in the same room, but we kept apart from each other and didn't touch any of the same stuff. So we tried our best, but I think it sounds wicked.
It sounds good.
And hopefully everyone else will as well. We've got one single out at the moment.
Yeah.
Called Tyla.
Son of a gun.
I'm rubbish with song titles. I'm really awful. Honestly.
Generally,
son of a gun. Yeah.
When I've been doing interviews the last couple of weeks, I've actually had other song titles in front of me because I can't remember all
That's
of
a
them.
good idea.
They're not on the Dropbox. They're not on track listing though. They're in no alphabetical order, so kind of just got to wing it. And really like track 5.
We have like working titles for songs before we actually get song titles. So I can probably remember most of the working titles, but I can't remember any of the confirmed titles.
So if I said to you, what's your favorite track, Dane? You're going to probably say like, what, track 5.
I will to be honest, I haven't got a clue what the order is. We have decided, we've collectively decided what the track listing will be at some point, and I probably agreed to it. But I haven't got a clue what's what. But I would say my favorite song is Born to Roam.
Oh, nice.
Only because I think it's a little bit different. It's more different than anything else we've done before.
That's cool.
And it was one of the songs when we were writing it, I thought it was just going to be one of them album tracks. And it's turned out into a really good song. So But yeah, nobody's heard that yet apart from me and Tyler. But listen out for it in a
Cool.
couple of months or whatever.
Do you
What was
agree with
it?
that, Tyler, or have you got a different one?
I would probably. I'm going to say the last song, which is called Waves, is kind of like a. It was a riff we jammed a soundtrack when it in, and originally it was up tempo, like double time.
Basically,
I think
he's
that
choosing this song because he wrote the bass riff.
Right.
Basically,
Yeah.
the song got made because of his bass riff, which is
Right.
cool.
yeah.
Really.
So,
So
Is
that's
it
how the
about
song
beer and
started.
cheese? Is it?
oh, I didn't write the lyrics, but
Yeah.
if I want to write lyrics, I would call it beer and cheese, like,
Beer, cheese, wrestling, and football.
pretty much. Chuck a bit of boxing in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd choose that. And I think there might have been your idea, Dane, would actually go half time with the bass riff.
Oh, was it?
I'm not sure. I think it might have been, and then it goes into like it's kind of like a ballad, but then it all comes up into like a big final riff at the end. So it's like a perfect closing track, really. So
Yeah, one of them.
yeah, I like Neil's
ones.
vocal melodies and lyrics to that song as well. So I
Epic.
think we've expanded a bit more than The Age of Absurdity, the first album, in terms of like musical style and genre. Would you say, Dane? Like on certain songs.
There's a little bit more variety. Like I get asked this in some of the interviews, and I just feel like we can't really drift too far away from what we do.
No.
I just think we've got a fan base there that a lot of them have come from obviously our dad's fan base. Not everyone. There's a lot of people who have discovered us since, which is great, which is what we want.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can. We could risk it, but I think if we risked going too far away from that sound, I think we'd piss a lot of people off or disappoint a lot of people. So.
I think for the first album, we did Dark Days, and we released it as like the last single, and we didn't know how it was going to go down. It was like a slow bluesy number, and it ended up being probably our most popular song.
Yeah.
So I think because that went down so well, we knew on this album we could actually experiment a bit more with our style and vibe. So yeah, that's a little summary.
There's like a few fast punky songs and stuff. So people like that, and
yes,
it's just we just try and make hooks, and obviously there's lots of guitar solos and things like that for people who are into that, but not too many.
No. Wow.
And,
Tyler's like, there
are a few songs where there could be maybe 4 bars less of guitar solo, but that's so. I'm not meant to like guitar solos, but to be honest, live I quite like them because I can just chill out a bit live when they're doing a guitar solo. No one's looking at me; they're all looking at me.
Be honest, yeah, I know what you mean there, bro. Because some of our band members don't like guitar solos. Like Rainer, for example, he's like, nah, I don't like it. But I'm like, I'm crying out for him. Give me a breather, like.
Yeah.
I think Neil's like that. I think because he enjoys having a bit of a break. He has a drink and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah, just getting your breath back, I suppose, as well from jumping around like a lunatic.
Well, that's it.
We've started writing now, and I think out of the 4, there's one guitar solo at least, which might make a new EP or a record or whatever. But it's funny because down the line, I think Dave's gonna have a lot more work. Shane's like, "Fuck this! Let's have another guitar solo, please, David."
Yeah.
Well, I think the style of music we all play is a traditional part of the songwriting and the song structures are guitar solos. I think like that period we were talking about earlier, like early 2000s, they kind of went away for a bit, didn't they? There was big rock bands and big metal bands, like the new metal era. There weren't many guitar solos going on.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's where a lot of that comes from when people don't really like that. But if you were brought up on like the old school kind of classic rock stuff, 70s,
yeah,
I think
you'd be disappointed if there wasn't a guitar solo.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as the rest of the song's there, it depends what you're trying to go for. But we're all in this classic rock world. I guess we get put in that bracket, don't we? Like I don't mind what people call us, but like you guys, I think you have quite a unique sound, but you're still in this kind of classic rock world, but I think you sound very dissimilar to some of the other bands, you know, which I
Yeah.
think helps make you stand out, you know. But
Yeah.
Well, they call it like new wave of classic rock now, don't they?
yeah, maybe
Like
that's what.
the
Is it, you part of that? Are
terminology.
you?
I think in our case, we were always going to stand out because, like, you know, it don't matter on the ages on you. We're all into the same bands. We've all grown up listening to the same scenes. So we've kind of evolved our sound throughout the years. And Shane's always been into a collective of music. Lloyd's into your Aerosmiths and stuff. And then
Nice.
Dave's quite familiar. But then Dave loves all his punk rock as well, which is cool. Shiner's an old school punk. So he loves his Rancid and he likes
Nice.
the Clash. He really likes the Clash and stuff. But then he adores Nirvana. So I think that's where like we all share a common thing. With Neil, for example, like your Pearl Jams, your Nirvanas, your Soundgardens, and then you put that in a cauldron with your Motorheads, your AC/DCs, your Foo Fighters, which are a massive fucking influence for me. The Police. And then you you just keep adding to that cauldron, and that's kind of like what we've got. We don't really kind of go, you know, if for example, which is a classic cliche, if there's a certain banger, then it'd be like, oh, let's do the Motorheady one, or let's do the AC/DC one, or let's do that. You always do kind of, there's a certain groove or a feel to it, which is a real fucking compliment to the artists who kind of created that vibe. So it'd be nice one day to hear somebody say that about us. Or let's do that one that sounds like the Crows. Or do you know what I mean? That's I think that's the goal. Like, and with us as well, we're under the same umbrella as you guys, where you don't want to, you know, somebody said it to me and Shane on a meeting today of like, you know, we're known for the live show. That's what's drawn people in, because a lot of people might listen to our record and they might not like that, but then they might like the live show. Some people like the live show and the record, which is a bonus. So we've got to be careful how we evolve it, but we're not worried what we try now. In a way, as long as it sounds cool to us and it feels like it belongs to us, then I think that's what Shane's definitely brought, that mentality to the table of just no barriers, no ceilings, no nothing. Just do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least you've tried it. And I suppose that's the same with you guys. Do you know what I mean? You've got great experience from your dad and then even your brother, because your brother's only a few years older, isn't he, Dane?
Yeah, he's 4 years older than me.
Yeah, see, so, and then Tyler's only 4 years younger, as you said. So there's a really good like era of music there between just the three. Is it just the three brothers?
Yeah, just three of us. Yeah.
That's all right. I was thinking I've only ever met the three, so I didn't know if there's another one. Well, you don't know. With sometimes with musical families, there's always the one who never wanted to be anything to do with music. So
there was one from the Osbournes, who's Amy, is it? It was never in the TV show. No one, everyone just assumes it's Jack and Kelly.
Mad.
What's Christmas like around your house or your dad's house or anything? Is it fucking jam central or the opposite? And everyone's like, "Fuck off! I've had enough this year. I've played like 200 shows."
There's not much music going on, really, is there?
No, not really.
It's kind of one of the, I guess, maybe when we were younger a bit more. If someone had a new, you know, I guess if Todd had a new effects pedal or something, he'd probably want to play with that. But like, and there was the one, I don't know. Drums is a no, doesn't really happen. I think I had a Mickey D snare drum for Christmas once. That was, I think it was a gift from Mickey, or my dad bought it off him. My dad probably bought it off him. But I remember like taking because back, obviously I don't live there anymore, but in my parents' house, we used to have, because Todd's studio used to be in my parents' house.
Right.
Like years and years ago, back in the day, used to record bands in there. So he'd built like a soundproof part of the garage, and that was like the live room. And I had a drum kit in there for a while when I lived.
Wasn't very soundproof, mine. Let's be honest.
We weren't that soundproof, no. Not from inside the house. It was all right for the rest of the street. But yeah, I remember like having a jam on that one Christmas. But otherwise, yeah, it's just all the usual. It's mainly food, isn't it?
Mainly food.
Telly.
Crap telly.
And
you might get a dodgy board game out you'll play like once every year.
Yeah. Like when I was really young, I always used to go up in my bedroom and play whatever new computer game I had for most of the day. But like that was when I was really young. But I do love games now, but I wouldn't spend Christmas Day playing computer games. But
as much as you want.
yeah. But yeah, it's mainly about the food, isn't it?
Mate, yeah, always about food.
It's
And
And
I
we have like a Christmas breakfast, but our parents' friends always come over, and they always I think we have the latest Christmas dinner in Wales. Like it's usually like 6, 7 o'clock, just because we have our parents' friends come over for breakfast, which turns into brunch, which is a lunch. Next thing you know, is like 3 o'clock, and then we have Christmas dinner. Dane has 2 Christmas dinners usually, don't he?
I go. We've never really come out of this scene. I mean, my wife's parents live like 20 minutes down the road. So what we do, we have lunch. We have Christmas lunch over their house. Bear in mind, this is like an hour after I have breakfast at my parents. And then I stay there for a few hours. And then we both come back to my parents and have Christmas dinner in the evening. And it's just mental, really. It's ridiculous.
I love it.
I can't fit it all in. Just trying to please everyone, you know?
Yeah.
See everyone, trying to eat everyone's food. I'm lucky really because I don't have to make any of it myself yet. I don't have any kids or anything. But yeah. So it's amazing, but it's hard to physically do.
Yeah.
Like, I love food, but it's ridiculous. It's insane. But yeah, that's it really, isn't it? And then everyone just gets really tired, and it's not that exciting, but it's nice.
No.
It's one of the only times of the year we're all together. God, I don't know what's going to happen this year though. Don't even know if we're going to be allowed to be doing that. You know,
Genuinely.
it'll be like 5 households.
Yeah, that. I haven't even really. Do you know what? I haven't thought of that, which is quite a scary. That's scary because my daughter's moved out, and obviously my dad and stuff. So yeah, I haven't crossed that bridge. Like I said, we're still taking the matter serious, as you boys said. But we have to crack on. I mean, we've got a stream in Germany next week. It's fucking what we do, man. You can't just shut down shop. It's bad enough the venues are struggling, and the road crew, as we all know, are needing work. So to be given the opportunity and to say no, we can't do it now because it's not, essential. Well, it's fucking essential to us. Like, do you know what I mean? Because
it's a non-viable job, isn't it? Apparently.
Well, that's the laughable thing, man. I mean, you boys know the score. I mean, you've been out in Europe and stuff. We do this Germany, this TV show, Rockblast, and that opens up how many doors, especially in this climate as well, where people are loving music. So for us to not do that because it's classed as non-essential is fucking bullshit. Like, do you know what I mean? There's no other way to put it. But we'll be as responsible as we can be. We always check in with each other if anybody's not feeling well. It's just being responsible, innit? You know, we're grown-ups. We all know how dangerous it is. We've got very, very good friends who are nurses who work their asses off. So they keep us in the loop of how. So yeah, we just kind of keep in check with each other. How's our families? Anybody feeling ill? And if it is that dreaded thing, like my boy had a test the other day. First thing I did was tell the boys my position. Test came back negative. Everything was fine. So you move on then. Do you know what I mean? But until if the test came back any worse, then it would have been the case of, right, that's it, close shop, we'll stay away from everybody. If you have been in touch, you let everybody know where you've been. And so yeah, no, we can't go turning down like fucking opportunities. And it's frustrating for you guys and other bands who want to get together, and then you're thinking, shall we, can we? That's fucking horrible. Like,
I think Germany's dealt with it a lot better because I've seen they're actually doing like socially distanced gigs on quite a regular basis. So from what I can see from like following different bands and stuff on Instagram, whereas I know it's kind of happened. I see there's a few places in England where you see like outdoor pub gigs and stuff. But it's mental in Wales where like when we're not gigging, I have like a pub band as well. Or my singer Leon from a People Poet. We do a lot of cover gigs, so we make a lot of money, and we can't even play outdoors in a pub like during the summer. Like social distance. So I thought that was strange, and the rest of England and Scotland could do it as well. But
yeah, because there's a guy I know who's been doing that, but he's been traveling to England to do the gigs.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
he's done outdoor pub gigs.
Well, we went up to England to do the Planet Roxy Asylum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is bizarre, boys. I mean, I don't know if the thing is, your old man's been there and done it as well, the same as you boys. You know, supporting the bands you have and everything. We decided to do it because it was different. We wanted to experience it. You know, it's like I said, we were there at the time. We had the offer off Planet Rock, and then it was like, well, let's do it. It was bizarre, as Shane said, but I wouldn't not turn it down if I could go back. I'd definitely do it over again, because it was just like, it was so good for the band, wasn't it, Shane? It was like a real...
Yeah, it came at the right time as well, man, because, you know, we've done that. We've said on many CrowCasts, we've done the one tour with the new album. It done really well in the charts, considering that one tour, and then there was nothing, and we couldn't. Then we were on download, and then that didn't happen. As a morale booster, it came at the right time. Yeah, it was weird, but it was just so good to be on that stage again. Have those butterflies about, you know, performing, being excited about performing. So yeah, I'm the same, Ron. I loved that experience, even though the crowd weren't there. The response we had after it was immense as well. So yeah, it's just, there's no better feeling, is it, boys? It's, you know, when you...
I've said in interviews, like, oh, even just get me on stage and I'll sing Spice Girls for an hour. Like, just like, I don't care what the material is. I'll do whatever.
Yeah. It must be harder for Tyler, because I think he's been cooped up a bit more. Like, I've been out working and that and keeping myself busy, but obviously the podcast...
I've been doing my socially distanced tinnies on the field every week or so with my mates. So we had a proper rave up. On Friday. No, maybe like once every 2 or 3 weeks. So we had a speaker out. We're listening to Flipping Scooter, all 2 meters apart, all our flashlights on, and a rugby field in Bather. Just laugh. But now it's starting to get really cold, and it was good during the summer. But last week, I think it was sunset at 7, and it was getting really cold. At 10 o'clock, we left. Got Chinese on the way home.
Blow your whistle. I can't. My lips
And you've been doing the virtual jams as well, haven't you, Tyler?
I'd kind of stopped for a while because I kind of ran out of songs. So I think everyone was, during lockdown, everyone like play a riff a day or something.
Yeah.
I kind of just took the piss out of that and just did really terrible versions of songs, but to a point where you couldn't tell if I was taking the piss or not. And I started TikTok, because I'm not really into TikTok, but I thought, this could catch on, because some people, I was getting comments saying, "Oh my God, you were so bad," and then somebody was just like, "Oh, don't be harsh on him. He's giving her a go," or whatever. It's like terrible versions of like Message in a Bottle by the Police, and like, every note is like a semitone out. And I need to get back into it. But I did like 15, 20 songs, but I kind of just ran out. I ran out of repertoire, really. So, any suggestions? Check it out.
The amount of songs is endless. You could cover. You just got half.
Metallica, nothing else matters. Just 4 strings open and just randomly hitting the D string.
That was amazing.
And you've been keeping yourself busy doing the Drum for the Song podcast. How have you been finding that, Dane?
Me, yeah. Oh, but yeah, it takes up a lot of time, doesn't it? I love it. I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to put out 2 episodes a month or every 2 weeks. Last turn, October is 3. I worked it out. If I do every 2 weeks, it's 3 in a month. But it doesn't matter. I'll try and do that anyway. It's just juggling it with this job, and then it's a lot of time. It's different to this, because this is, I guess, is live. I guess you've got to organise it in advance, but you don't have to do all the editing after it. And
It did originally. I used to say this to Shane. It took about 2 days to do this weekly. Oh, wow. Yeah, and that's all. That's no shit. But now I've got easier, and I know what I'm doing. And you get, like anything, if you get better at it, you get a better routine, or you cut corners, as in, I don't need to do that. I can do that. So now, we are busy, because we do a stream of contacting everybody and then lining it and scheduling it up. And then it's obviously loading up any graphics and everything moving forward. And yeah, I think we've just got like a really good schedule now, because like this is all we do now is CrowCast, gigs, but you know, anything band related is what we do. So we've almost, not having the live has given us more time for this. And as a lot of people have said, it will become harder when we do get more busier live. So, but you know, we'll still work out ways, or whether we have to, like, even the fans have said, even if it was one a month or something, I think we'll always keep it going. It's just what we can manage and maintain on the road with no internet or, yeah, exactly, man. So, but yeah, as you know yourself, it just keeps you busy, man. Like I said, contacting people constantly. Or we've been very lucky so far where I think there was only 1 week where you think you've got everything sorted. I got like a little schedule book, and then all of a sudden then somebody couldn't do it. And then you're like, oh no, and then you have to kind of juggle things around. But yeah, otherwise it's been kind of smooth, and it's a bit of a bizarre transition to kind of, you know, make sure everybody's happy with what we're saying every week. Because we don't just do the guests, the boys will come on after now, and then we'll have a chat with the boys, and then we do giveaways, competitions. So yeah, it's just keeping it going, because we all, I think you boys as well, listen to your podcasts. So we listen to so many podcasts. It's trying to mangle them together and take out the best bits and little segments that work for the boys, like, you know. So
yeah, I think it's great what you do, and like you said, if you can still keep it up somehow, even when you're back gigging, I think you've obviously got a big audience who want it and they enjoy the interaction side of it. So I guess that's the one thing that's missing from mine. I'm not really, because it's not live, it's not interacted, but
yeah, but I still like listening to yours, dude. Like, I was going to practice the other day, and I stuck yours on. And the same with other podcasts. I love listening to podcasts when I'm driving.
Yeah, I do as well. And when I'm packing cheese.
When I'm packing cheese.
It kills the time. But yeah, it's like I'm trying my best to keep it up. I've had some wicked guests on so far. I'm just hoping it's really hard to build, because I'm pushing it. I'm spending so much time trying to push it on all these different Facebook groups and all the different, like, Instagrams and Twitter I'm on. Someone suggested yesterday I should try TikTok for like putting the trailer videos up. So I don't know if anyone has any feedback on that, if they've seen.
Well,
any
I suppose it's random, innit? So if you have your interest as like music, you might just randomly come across it randomly because they flip up.
Right.
Have you ever? Yeah. So it's not.
So when you sign up, you say what your interests are.
Yeah, pretty much, and then everything you like swipe up on your feed, they'll be like, "Oh, you might be interested in this," and then it'll just play. And if it was like a little snippet of an interview with like an artist that someone might recognize, they might follow you, and then get on with it.
It sounds like it's probably worth doing. If I can just upload all my trailer videos I've already made, and then see what happens.
I don't know. Is there any of you on TikTok, boys? I barely use it, but I think you can only do like a minute long.
Right.
I might be wrong.
You can't get much into a minute.
I think Shane was looking into it. I mean, we're looking into everything. I mean, this is going on Twitch at the moment, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So, yet again, Twitch, when my boys were telling me about it, they were like, "Oh, you should get the show on Twitch." What the fuck is Twitch?
I don't know much about it, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
I thought it was for gaming only.
Yeah, I thought it was for gaming as well.
I thought it was game streaming.
That's the thing. Like, the more I looked into it, the more my kids were right, because they were like, "No, there's other musicians on it." And then I started looking into it, and then is it Matt from Trivium? He does a.
Oh yeah, he's massive on it, isn't he?
Yeah,
he earns all his money from it now, I think.
Yeah, and it's like,
how do you earn money through it then?
It's so, you've got to like proper every day. You've got to constantly give content, so it's a full-time job. But Matt gets up apparently, and then he interacts with the crowd like this, and he writes, or he does covers, and so it's just constant new content. And that's about as much as I can say, because I'm still kind of getting a grips with it. But yeah, he actually earns more money on Twitch than he does on the road.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That is incredible. Now, whether that's a true fact, but somebody said that, and I was just like, no way. They do great trivia, but I think it's down to like the tipping system and stuff like that. And if he's doing new content constantly, people pay for that. So the more they pay for it, the more it encourages you to do new content, which means it does become your full job, like, you know. So
sounds. I'm not saying it's the same, but it sounds a bit like Patreon, which is what I've started with the podcast. But what you can customize
oh,
to whatever you want.
he's
Like
back.
a bonus episode. Oh, did I go? Did I?
Yeah, it's fine.
Did I disappear? Bloody hell. I said it sounds a little bit similar to Patreon, which is what I use for my podcast. So basically, I give people extra stuff if they sign up for, like, there's all different tiers on there. And like, for example, you can sign up for like £3 a month or whatever. And then you get access to like bonus episodes then, and like a private group and stuff like that. I don't think it's the same as Twitch, because that seems like people donate whatever they want.
yeah,
But,
subscription, yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is, a subscription.
Yeah.
That's what Patreon is, a subscription. So you can have different tiers then. So obviously the ones that are for more money, you give them more stuff.
Yeah.
It gives them more, and then so it incentivizes you to do more work and give out more content out there for obviously more stuff you get back. But I'm on early days at the moment. But yeah, I've got like 10 people signing up, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome, dude.
I do a monthly Q&A session then with them, which I think I'm going to do this weekend. I have to tell them. But yeah, so it's kind of like this, but we do it over Zoom.
Yeah.
And we just have a little chat for an hour or so, and it's, you know, it's one thing, you know, it's something for me to give back to them, because obviously you make the podcast, it's for free, innit? For them to listen to, and it's for me to, obviously my goal is to try and make a few quid out of it if I can, especially now we're not gigging. But obviously I'm trying to give them more stuff that's exclusive to them, you know?
Yeah.
But it's similar. But I'll look into Twitch as well.
There we are. It's up there already, look.
Someone's plugged it.
Someone's plugged it for me. Thanks,
Dude, there you go.
He's not one of my patrons. Unless he's using a fake name. Right, Stuart. Feel free to sign up, Stuart. That'd be great. You can get in on the Q&A on the weekend then.
Oh, maybe his son is, though.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Is Jack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jack, his boy's a drummer. Stuart's boy's a drummer.
Maybe.
Oh.
He's definitely. I don't think I've got a Jack, but that's cool. Thanks for plugging it for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But,
well, boys, it's been
Gareth Richards is. Sorry.
What's that? Who is Gareth Richards?
Gareth Richards is.
Oh, I don't know about him there, look.
Yeah, he signed up. He's a legend. He actually asked my last guest a question. See, that's another bonus.
I love that.
Yeah.
Boys, it's been absolute class. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Ronnie, get that clip back up. Let's have a look at the album coming out on Music Glue. Where's it too bad?
That's cool. You can do that. That's very clever.
Look at that.
I won't have a clue. Nice one,
Look at the
boys.
artwork on that.
Tyla
plays the.
When that's out, boys.
November the 13th via Nuclear Blast, but buy it from Music Glue if you want it signed.
There we go.
What Dane said, pretty much.
Basically. I think actually we will. There is an exclusive gold vinyl version you can only get from Nuclear Blast.
Oh.
So put that out there. But they don't give us any of them. You have to get it from them.
Right.
So you have to go on their website, and I'm sure it won't be hard to find.
No.
But, yeah, we got an orange splatter of me and a sparkle.
Silver, orange splatter, silver sparkle. No messing about.
Standard black one. Like.
Standard black for the boring people.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Thanks for coming on. Great to speak to you, and hopefully we'll catch up soon.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Thanks for that.
Legend. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys.
Bye, boys.
Bye, boys.
Thanks for having us.
That's awesome.
That was great. What a great chat. It felt like I was just on a pub with the boys. That's wicked.
That's the beautiful thing about these, man. It's like I've been speaking to Dane quite a lot over the last couple of months, and then obviously we've seen him at the Swansea gig because he was drumming with this who was supporting us, if you remember. So it was nice to catch up with him then. Then I was speaking to Neil when we were on tour, and we were on about hooking up with them. But then everything happened, so it's lovely to have this opportunity where you can just literally sit down and chat. The only thing that's changed is it's like where we normally say, "What are you drinking?" It's gone to fucking coffee, no? Hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone from Southern Comfort. Well, 18 bottles of Southern Comfort, fucking 15 gallons of coffee.
Bro, it was way more than that. Let me tell you something. It was ridiculous. And like the boys were talking about beer then. I've been going out now and drinking a bit of cider. Like I'm normally about my shots, but cider's come back into my life. Certain ciders. Sweet ciders. Remember Woodpecker? My old man used to love Woodpecker.
Jesus Christ.
But it's not Woodpecker, but it's the old school ciders that are really sweet. I think Summersby is one of them. It's a beautiful cider.
I remember Woodpecker. Bloody hell. Should we get the boys on?
Aye, we shall.
Let's get them on. Let's see what they thought of that. There he is. There's Lloyd. Hey, Shiner boy.
Evening. What's happening?
What's happening?
Not bad. Not bad. Nice tulips there, Dave.
Right there.
Come on.
Poisonous for dogs, apparently. Oh no, that's Lily's. That's alright. It's fine.
How are you, Shine? It looks like you got something plugged into the side of your head, Dave.
What about you? It's all backwards, but you have to tell me what side as you were seeing it.
I don't know. Come on.
On my
How
ear. Is that what you're on about? Oh, yeah.
No, it's like, I think the headphone.
Oh,
There we go. There we are.
I hadn't put it behind my ear. I had internet fucking failure for the last 20 minutes, so I've been panicking.
Really?
Yeah. It just cut out and won't let me back on.
Lloyd's been out burgling, man. What do you mean by that? Got a black beanie and a black t-shirt on. Without burgling, like. Look at my bloody hair, look like a shiner. Hey, shine.
Yeah, mine's a bit shorter, but.
I love that. Dave's like, Lloyd's been out burgling, and your response was, "What do you mean by that?"
Where did you hear that?
Yeah, it was almost like,
Who have you been talking to?
"How do you know that?" That was literally, "How do you know that?"
Who told you that? Who told you that? After a 20-second silence as well.
It was Dave who phoned the cops, but.
Been on the fucking rob.
Been on the rob. I've been on
Slinging air guns through people's letterboxes and getting away with it.
Oliver, I don't know about being plugged in, but.
Plugged into charge.
I used to love Woodpecker when I was younger, Shane. That was you just got me thinking now.
Yeah, it was. My dad was a big cider drinker, and I didn't realize until like recently. I forgot that about him. He used to have like the flagons, you know, sitting there with a flagon, eating like a bag of nuts or something, watching a film. And
Special vat, like.
Well, it was
Special vat. Yeah, was it?
no, he was special vat. He tried special vat, but there was Strongbow, there was dry blackthorn,
Blackthorn, yeah.
and Woodpecker. But there's the one I'm enjoying at the minute. There's what did I say it was? I forgot what it's called.
Summersby, you said. Summersby, is it?
Tried it.
I stopped drinking cider a long time ago, man. I love the odd pint on a nice day, but as a refreshment with cider, you know.
Yeah, I stopped drinking it because it would like you'd watch you get certain ciders and
yeah. I stopped drinking it because I ended up slapping someone on the train. So I thought, well,
there we go. Yeah,
better stop drinking it now.
It's a fair reason to stop, isn't it?
Yeah.
But oh, look at that diamond white, like that, or white lightning when we were
white lightning. Remember that?
I can't drink white lightning, and China knows why, because I woke up the next day in a car somehow, and it was my dad. Was it the police that came out for me? That fucking that
Yeah, the
concert.
cops knocked my door, didn't they? About 2:30 in the morning.
I never
What's
went
wrong with
home,
you?
Greenall. We
No?
were in school then. I never went home. I drank fucking. The boys got me drinking white lightning, and we were funneling it. So you used to. You learn a lot on this CrowCast, you lucky people. Back in the day, we used to funnel cider. It was a cheaper way of getting bollocks. So we funneled some white lightning, and the rest is quite a blue. Like, I just remember Shina's mother leaning through the door going, "Now tell me now, Ronnie, have you been doing drugs?" I was like, "No, just cider."
I think fucking drugs would have been less impact, but fucking doing the flagons and them ciders. Well,
Yeah.
I fucking remember drinking, you know, that we tried that Henry Weston.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
strong.
that's strong stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck, I walked into a fucking lamppost, fucking pissed on her. Fucking
Fucking
talking
shiny,
away. And, you know, the twins, Ant and Dave, they was talking away, and then Dave just goes, "Gary Moore!" And I went, "What?" Bang! Fucking sparkers.
No,
I know all about walking into a lamppost.
I was going to say the same. I remember walking into a few things drunk in Ibiza in particular.
You couldn't see it, but it wasn't there.
You come into my room the next afternoon, fucking plaster, whatever it was. You had like these strips, didn't you, on your eye? I went, "Fucking hell, it's Tony Bellew."
It would open up, wouldn't it? So it did looking like it'd been in a boxing ring. Like I did. Hello, that's hilarious.
That looked like it hurt, man.
Oh, it really did. But
Sounded like it as well.
yeah. A lot of
I
people.
thought there was an earthquake. I thought the hotel was going to fall down. I did.
Famous moment. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but kids don't drink.
Yeah, good advice.
So, how's your week, Dave?
All right, yeah, had to put a fence up in the garden because Indy kept garden hopping, so we've had that done now. So I can actually let her out now and not worry about her. Ended up 4 gardens down. So that's pretty good. Happy about that. She's been in and out today as merry as I've been garden hopping.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, so that's pretty much summed up the weekend. That's exciting, eh?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've had a good week. I mean, obviously jamming with you boys. It's been, it's been great. Like, it seemed to get back to normality. Some sort of normality. I've been doing a bit of running, so I've been getting up early and going for morning runs. I'm fucking loving that. Really,
Yeah.
am so refreshing. Over the past 10 days, I've cut out all milk, so I'm trying to drink coffee now, just black. And what a fucking difference! What a massive difference.
Let's move on from that quickly. I am desperate, right? So I put a post up the other day. Did you see the little parcels from Durston's?
From Durston's, yeah.
I recommend going down there, boys. Beautiful.
I went down there last week, man.
Oh, there we are. Fucking hell. See, it works. The old social media, but I can't find a coffee, and they are trying to help me down there. In all fairness, that's their job. They said, "Look, we'll help you." But I still can't find a nice cup of coffee that I enjoy without milk, man. So fucking hats off to you, Lloyd. Fair play, right?
Well, I've been drinking Dowie egg butts. So in the morning, like I'll just like an instant coffee. I'll just put a teaspoon of that in, and just no sugar, just sip it. Do you know what I mean? And I find because it's warm and you've got nothing to cool it down with, you kind of enjoy it from being boiling hot. You get, and I find a different flavour as it cools.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's all right. It's a bit of an experience, but I said to Shina the other day, I said, like, milk was making me feel just a bit sickly, man, and a bit bloated, and I don't know. I just kind of thought, oh, I'll just do an experiment here. I'll just cut that out and see. I just feel better for it.
Yeah, definitely. But there is a definite change in the milk substitute. I try whiskey. It's way better than milk. Whiskey and coffee, but right.
Hot toddy, man.
Then go for a run. You're all over the place, but milk substitute whiskey.
Oh, fucking
You
hell,
ever had milk and whiskey?
Well, I do like an Irish whiskey or the Bailey's whiskey. Bailey's coffee. Yeah.
It works. It
A
works.
Christmas thing, isn't it?
It works. Milk and whiskey works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Milk. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I tried to get on your bandwagon, but there, Lloyd. It's just mad how you said that. And before, obviously, this lockdown, when we could go to places with other households, myself, Clay, and John Mitch used to go down, and they did like a sample of different black coffees, which were lush, but I just couldn't get that one. And that's just being honest. I didn't want to bullshit the person and go, oh, that's really nice. I'll have 250 grams of that and then come home and go, fuck that. It was just hard to find the one. But there's a couple now of the samples that she's given me, which are stunning, but I filter them. So I've put them so I've managed to put them in a filter now. And then I've switched from white sugar to brown sugar. But then I've done probably the worst thing with milk. So rather than semi-skimmed, I've gone to full fat, unfortunately. But I find that I'm using less milk in the coffee because the full fat's more richer. And she rocked my world with white sugar, man. She was just like, well, they bleach sugar anyway. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Refined, innit? Refined sugar, yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know that fact, man. It wasn't on Dave's Did You Know? So I don't know. You know. If you don't fucking say it, Dave, I don't know nothing. That's the way it's gone. I still love it. Male pepper, female pepper. As I'm cutting them now, I fucking knows my peppers.
You always, if you go to the supermarket, you're always like, is that male or female when you buy it? I do, every time. Yeah, depending on what I want it for, yeah.
Yes. So, brown sugar in my coffee now, but I don't find I need as much of it as well. But yeah, good on you, Lloyd. That's fucking awesome, man.
I really enjoy it, man. And you know, it's like the lyric Shane wrote, innit? Say yes to the things that scare you most. Fucking at first, coffee black's fucking hanging, but you get used to it and you think, oh, this is. I'm really enjoying it.
You ask my family, like my mum or my brother and sister, when I was a kid, I had sugar in everything and on everything. Do you know like Frosties?
Yeah, I remember the cereal when you had cereal at my house, Shane. You used to have a fucking mountain of sugar, dude.
I wouldn't have like a normal bowl. It'd be like a fruit bowl, right? It'd be like this big. I'd go through like 2 pints of milk. And if it was Frosties or Crunchy Nut cornflakes, and then I would get like 3 tablespoons of sugar, and I would go over it, and it would just be like it snowed on my cereal.
Crunching through the sugar.
See, I'd have that in the morning and 1 massive bowl at night before going to bed. No wonder I can't sleep. I'm like
sugar hit before bed, yeah.
But it was that, and my sugar intake was terrible. So now I drink coffee with no sugar. I drink tea with no sugar, and that's only been relatively recently. And my mum's like, "Girl, you've changed." But I used to be terrible for sugar. It's the best thing to knock on your head.
Yeah, I think if you can cut as much sugar out your diet, the better, really, I think.
Yeah, and I've done an intolerance test as well. And it's basically told me I shouldn't have bread, I shouldn't have sugar, I shouldn't have milk. And there's multiple things on this list that doesn't do my body any good. Like
it's mad, but because you got to listen to your body, haven't you? I mean, your body tells you these these warning signs of what and you don't necessarily know what agrees with you and what doesn't agree with you, like with milk and stuff, but that's exactly what I've done. I just thought, I'm going to take this out and see how you got to listen to your body, and your body just tells you feel instantly a lot better.
But what I found well though, bud, with these intolerance tests, 9 times out of 10, the stuff you crave, that's the stuff that you shouldn't have. I know you got to listen to your body, like you got to be aware of what your reaction to certain food is the right. but your body craves stuff that you shouldn't have sometimes. Sugar being a amazing example of that.
Yeah.
You need natural sugar. You don't need like this, white sugar or even brown sugar.
Because your body kind of naturally, the survival thing is to get an energy hit, like from the most easy way possible, let's expel the calories as you can get a hit, and that's survival, and then you have sugar, and that's like a natural way of doing it, and it's just you get addicted to it, and it's like it is addictive, sugar.
And bread is like a disaster. Like that's so hard for your body to break down quickly.
So they reckon brown breads, like wholemeal, it can break the carbs down a lot easier.
There's more fiber and stuff.
Yeah. But like I've started, instead of like doing like having a sandwich, I'll have a wrap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like a little bit better for you. Your body can break it down easier. And again, I feel a bit better just from just making those slight alterations.
Yeah. Whenever I lose weight, that's what I go to is no milk, no sugar, no bread or carbs.
And Shine is breakfast, that isn't it? Tea and toast, like.
Yeah. There we are. Well,
how have you been, Shine?
Oh, well, we went to practice me, and then I just been watching my favourite comedy show, Prime Minister's Questions. It's fucking hilarious. Honest, boys. You know the old saying, the right hand doing what the left hand's doing. Watch out for 5 minutes. And these fuckers are running the country. I'm like, okay, give me half hour when I sort the fuckers out.
Love it, Shane.
Yeah.
Love it, Shane.
We've been pretty, I don't know if PC is the word. We've been pretty kind of laid back on you now for 28 fucking shows. But I've been speaking to like a lot of people lately, and I don't mind being vocal about it as long as there's nothing nasty said or you're sensible in what you say. But yeah, you are right, Shine. I will back you there. It is. I'm finding a lot confusing, a lot of joke, and it upsets a lot of people as well. So, I'll back her, like.
Yeah, it's the old. I think the big thing with me with it is it's the old contradiction thing. You know what I mean? You can't meet your family, but I tell you what, I'll go and I'll meet them in the pub.
Well,
my
brother,
get my head around it.
I spoke to my brother on Friday just gone, Lee, and he was in Germany. And he said he went out for food, and he said it's like the UK. He goes, you got to walk into the restaurant wearing a mask, and you sit in obviously at your distance tables, because it's like, I don't know if you boys have seen this on social media, but he said it's literally like having a pissing area in the swimming pool, because so then you take your mask off.
Yeah,
it's like, well, what do you do? Do you know what I mean? It's so confusing, and then the air conditioning's on.
Yeah.
It's pumping all air around the restaurants.
Yeah.
But I thought that did make me laugh, having a pissing area in a swimming pool, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. I got my first vote for Prime Minister, but I'm well on the way.
Yeah, I think you got 3 there, Shine.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well, Shine, if Donald Trump can be president.
We're going to say China and Trump leaders of the first world, like. Wow.
Oh, I'd be worse than him, Div. Yeah. Yeah. Do not vote for me, people. Do not.
You can't be worse than Trump. Can't be.
Yeah. I was enjoying going for the orange spray, like just to fit in.
I picture you with a tan, Shine. I can't picture you with it.
So, how have you boys been, though? Like you and Shane, Ron? Like obviously we've seen you with your jamming and stuff, but you're all right though.
Yeah, man, I'm fucking actually splendid, bud. It's really nice to say that, because and genuine now. Like when we started this, do you know what, boys? This is going to be a great document of like how we've been mental health wise and stuff. Because genuine, when we started this, I can remember like speaking to Shane afterwards, or me, Shane, and And Mikey might meet up for a beer, and then we might meet up for 10, and then 20 beers, whatever fucking. And I gotta admit, they were the difficult times, Lloyd, because that was the unsure times. That was the fuck, what's going on? This is different. And I'd had a life change. I don't want to keep going over it, but I'd had a life change. So you're almost kind of going, whoa, what's going on? And you can't process everything. But now everything's splendid, mate. Life with the family's great. We've been decorating the whole house. I don't do things by half. I said to Claire the other day, come on, this is a perfect time now. Everybody else in the world has been decorating. Let's fucking jump on the bandwagon. So we started with the front door, and we're literally going through the whole house, and you know, we've been doing it together and putting podcasts on and having a laugh. And so yeah, that side of things is fucking delightful. The band side of things, as you boys know, I mean, I speak to other bands quite frequently, and they're like, oh, everything's dead. I think we're very fortunate that there is so much going on in the background, and a lot of plans for the future. But I don't know whether that's because we're just constantly fucking in the background having meetings, kind of saying, what else can we do? What can we actually achieve? You know, I'm a little bit sad that things have gone back into a lockdown, because like me and Shane were, you know, I'll tell the truth on you, we were set to go away last weekend. I was looking forward to going away and spending some time. Not that we haven't, obviously we've been on the old Zoom pubs and stuff, but it was going to be the first, like, I don't know, first weekend away of normality with everybody we've been doing like a pub session with on a Saturday night. That was the plan, wasn't it, Shane? It was just like a celebration of our friends. They were just turned 50 and stuff, so it was like multiple things. So little things like that get you down, but just holding on to the positives, man. We had a jam the other day. We're going to Germany next week. Fucking life's pretty cool. And like the exercise thing. Yeah, exercise, man. There's never been a morning at the moment where my morning has consisted of taking the kids to school, which I haven't been able to do for a long time. I don't know why. I should have possibly done more in the past, where you create more time. And in this environment, I've wanted to get up early, and I take the kids to school, and then I've had like phone calls with either you boys or Shane, and then that's how I kind of start my day then to work out maybe what's to do. And it's been nice, the weather here lately, besides the rain, it's been those nice cold snaps, but the sun's out, and obviously
it's fucking beautiful. Like, I love days like that, man.
Yeah, man. And like, you know, walks, and fucking hell, I've managed to like go to beaches and stuff. And I think the only thing that threw me the other day personally was when I texted you lot, because I was like, am I allowed to go there? And I realised that it was just out of bounds, so I kind of turned around and fucked off home. But otherwise, yeah, life's kind of cool. I don't know what the next few months are ahead of us, as Shiner said, with the, you know, and like Tyla and Dane said something earlier, which I'm always excited about the festive seasons and stuff. And I never really thought about, oh fuck, you know, if this like new rule comes in, how is that going to work with a guy who loved spending time with his family over fucking Christmas, like, you know?
Well, so, like touching on that, I was listening to, I think it was Radio 2 back end of last week, and they were talking about university students staying at the university campus for Christmas and not going back to their homes, family homes.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where it may have been Scotland. I think that was.
Yeah, they've now said you can, but you've got to isolate for 2 weeks.
Right.
So yeah, so it's pretty nuts, isn't it?
To laugh.
What about you, Shane? What about you now after like 28 weeks? How are you feeling, like, up to date now?
I don't know. I almost feel like it's all, I'm gonna wake up and then I'll get back to normality. It doesn't feel real, to be quite honest. I almost feel like it's like a dream. It's like a bad movie. I'm just waiting to go back to work. Even though we were working really hard, until the world goes back to normal. It's almost like temporary feeling. I can't really assess it. I think when we go back to normality, and then we look back, I think then I'll be the one reflecting, going, wow, that was a mad time. CrowCast helped us through it, blah, blah, blah. And like you said, it's documented week by week with us doing this. But I'm almost feeling like it's just a temporary fix. So I'm not even focusing. I'm always like, I'm just trying to think forward, trying to not dwell on it and just what can we do? As opposed to trying to make sense of it. Because I think the minute you try and make sense of it, you'll try to just hit the nail on the head. Like none of it makes sense.
No.
So you just move forward. It'll all come good as long as you're sensible. So
Yeah, but that's exactly where I am. I mean, what's happening is happening. If everybody can just be sensible and do their part and be nice to one another, we'll beat it.
Yeah,
we'll all get it.
I definitely think it's going to be something it's not going to like disappear unless a vaccine comes in sharpish. I think it's going to be something we work with. So it may change, for the foreseeable future. Like, I don't mean just in the next year or two. I mean, like, the flu, when that first came around, that had a big impact on society and whatever. And it's a case of working with it as opposed to fighting it unless a vaccine comes in. I don't know.
Absolutely, best. Absolutely.
I look into the vaccine tomorrow, but when I'm at number 10.
Yeah,
just had the email now.
Bro, is not vodka on a drip, right? It's got to get rid of COVID.
Well,
that's what that was. Just pure vodka into this brain.
Which it was. Speaking of that, it was. I can't remember the country, but like one of the countries somewhere in Eastern Europe, the guy refused because he reckoned vodka cured COVID. And this guy was in charge of the country.
Wow. So Russia, is it?
Yeah, it was somewhere around there, like part of old Russia, I think. I was just like, fucking hell, okay.
I bet he's a hell of a fucking piss up.
Yeah, vodka sales went through the roof.
Yeah, I feel no pain.
Can't see straight though.
No, or walk.
But that would be my luck. That would though. If vodka did do something with COVID, because I can't be drinking vodka. It's just
you've never been a vodka drinker, have you? Since I've known you,
it's an awful drink.
You obviously are a good vodka, but I'm not a big vodka. There is good vodka.
I feel like that about whiskey. I can't.
Actually, Shane, when I went to Italy, bro, somebody gave me like really expensive vodka, straight, or with like ice or water or something.
Ice cubes, yeah.
Yeah, and it was fucking delicious, mate. It was
smooth.
Because they reckon the more expensive the vodka, and if it's cold, the less it tastes like hairspray. That's the. I think that's what I got told. Like, so yeah,
I agree.
Do you remember, Shine, when I first moved up here, the bottle of which we bought from the fucking guy in the pub?
Oh,
fucking hangover off that. It was like hairspray, Ron.
Yeah, honest, bleach would have been a fucking improvement.
Done the fucking job, like done the job.
The bad thing is, man, we finished the bottle.
Yeah. What we call it? A bottle.
Boys, I tell you. No shit, boys. If you poured it on the floor, it would have melted concrete. It was that bad.
Talk about a salt and vinegar face.
Oh, you love that. I used to do it. Do you remember the roof in Bridgend? I used to go in.
Selling poops, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, I used to go in, right, and used to go, double toilet duck and Coke, please. And they know what you wanted, like, they give it to you. Toilet duck.
Lighted spirits, please.
£1.60 for a double, like.
A double.
I love a double toilet.
I remember getting carried home after drinking. I was causing people to go blind, wasn't it?
Dave,
that's right, yeah.
Dave, is it a toilet duck and Coke?
Yeah, that's what we were having, yeah.
That's TDC.
There we are. Meant to be.
Toilet Coke.
Yeah, there we are. I'll have a TDC, please.
Brilliant. Dude, boys, we've been on 2 hours already.
I know,
Jesus.
fucking hell. We were
That's
on
a
about
nice
what
chat, isn't it?
we were going to talk about earlier.
Talk about toilet duck for a few hours. Like.
Well, moving on, here's a segue to what's coming up. So a few people asked in the fan page about us talking about this, which is the first ever release we did DIY before we were signed to Euric. It's a black and white version. It's got 13 tracks on it. So yeah, it's an old school. It's an old school, but a new school. I don't know where I'm going with that, boys. I don't know where I'm going.
It's a classic. It's a modern day
It's
classic.
a classic. I wanted to say
Yeah.
classic, but I was
It's a
like,
modern day classic.
So yeah, this is the first record that we self-funded. When a Rockfield, when we started the band, had the crazy idea of going to record a record before pretty much hitting the fucking road like we did and not coming back. And it's got 13 tracks on it, which everyone asked if we could maybe kind of have a little chat about it, break down some of the songs, see what ones we still play live maybe now. So that'd be an interesting thing. So maybe we can kind of touch over it quickly. 4 years apparently. Have I got that date right? 4 years,
Yeah,
4 year anniversary.
2016, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, September.
There we are.
Yeah.
Dagmar's asking, need, want, take my money. Stay tuned. Oof. Here we go. Yeah, so the first track on your boys is Don't Give a Damn.
Wasn't that like the first song written for it? Written as the Crows. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? When it was just you and Ron.
Yeah, in the folder I got, it is literally called Song 1.
Right.
Which goes back to what you boys are about with Dane, when he was saying about, I don't know the name of the songs, I just say one of numbers. I'm like that. So, yeah, Song 1 in my head still.
I can remember that, man. I mean, I popped in to see you when you're in the old studio, didn't I, Ron? And look at him there.
Do it again, Shane. I fucking fucked that.
Go on.
Oh, fuck's sake. We'll try that again in a minute. Sorry, I was on a different page. Sorry, boys.
And it was that killing me. What was the other one? Was it Fear? Like some of the really early demos, and we didn't have no idea of singers then. And I popped in to see you, and I was playing for Caesar's Room, and you were like, "Oh, I can have a crack at vocals, but I need somebody to come and play bass." I was like, in my head, I was like, "This is my fucking way back to the boys now." Yeah, I'll do it for you. But I remember it, man. They were fucking great. Just riffs, do you know what I mean? Especially Killing Me, man. I mean, that's a song I think, fuck, I wouldn't mind bringing it out to play every now and again. We do.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, Don't Give a Damn. Lyrically, Shane, what was the message here, dude? Because I know it wasn't like the first song. We'll get to like what the first tracks you put down vocals or whatever, but Don't Give a Damn, I can't remember where that came into the demo mix of things, but I know there was a statement, was there, or?
Yeah, it was obviously weird, from where we came from. We'd been in a band when we were kids and stuff, and then there was a long break, and we all went and did our different thing. But when then there was talk about us getting back together, there was a bit of a talk, just wondering what sort of style, what genre, what sort of avenue we were going to take now as this new 4-piece at the time. And I remember the opening line, I'm not quite sure what you're expecting to hear, because everybody was standing there watching us. I think they were all waiting what we were going to sound like. Our first gig in Cardiff. So I was kind of imagining from their point of view, but then at the same time making a statement, thinking about your boss in work, thinking about anyone that gives you shit, and just standing on your own 2 feet and saying, I am what I am. I don't give a damn. So yeah, that was the concept behind it, but a great riff. And as Shiner was saying, it may have been one of the first songs the Crows did, but it was number one in the set list. It was number one on the album. It was number one for multiple reasons. So, yeah. So
Is it number one on the reissue as well? This is stayed number one on that as well, didn't it?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
There we are. Number one all round.
Number one all
Somebody
round,
tell
and
us.
it's actually still in the set. So you know, at the moment, it is still in the set, which is a great. Second song on the record is 7 Days. Yet again, just in the demo stages. I remember this one when we actually went to Rockfield. The kind of beat started to change. I had a little bit of a fucker with this because I remember I played it more of a jazzy way, and then I remember Ginge wanting it a bit more snappier. So yeah, from a drumming sense, it kind of changed, but but yet again, it was just about chaos. There was no real thought on the lyrics. Did you do any lyrics? Add anything to that, Shane? Or
I think the chorus was pretty much done, wasn't it? It was just the verses. Wasn't it a new middle eight?
yeah, I think so.
It's kind of hard thinking back to that.
It is actually. It is a good fucking task for it. I mean, I remember like before you kind of done vocals. I remember going over Shiner's hallway and attempting vocals on that, or trying to get ideas down. Was that the song for that?
Yeah,
it was the Friday, wasn't it, that the Bullet Boys were playing the CIA.
Yeah.
So Mum and Dad had gone to that, and we were over here doing rough vocals.
Well, there was no like that's the thing now working with you, Shane. It's kind of like I look at some of the stuff that maybe I did contribute towards, and it's like, fuck, I wish I would have thought more about, you know, because I know your style of writing now. I know there's a lot more thought in it, but I think with me, it was always, I said to you, which I think a lot of bands do, you pick something that's catchy and then you kind of just write a load of words around it without, you know, so I was kind of guilty of some of that as well, like, you know, so I know like the chorus was mainly about it kicking off and going nuts and, you know, the fact of, yeah, you know, because the thing is, a lot of this record is like what Shane said, there's a lot of stuff from our past. There's a lot of stuff of like lyrically of wanting to prove yourself, you know, being in a different position in life. Do you know what I mean? And I think this is what this one was mainly about for me. It was kind of like 7 days and going fucking insane and stuff, like, you know. So
yeah,
you know. So third song, Someone Someday.
Yeah, I remember having the demo of this, and you were reluctant to send me over a melody, a sort of melody demo that you had in your head, and just said, "Oh, crack on with it." And then I come up with a new melody, and then I listened back, and it was the same with 7 Days. Actually, I've got the demo with you singing a chorus of 7 Days, Ron. But Someone Someday was, I think this was one where I think Lloyd was.
I was a bit unsure, wasn't I?
Yeah. Because obviously you would hear the version Ron had done. Then I'm coming with this new thing. I know Ronnie liked it straight away, but it took you a bit of a while to get your head around.
Yeah.
But then
it really did, man. In all honesty, it took me by surprise, if anything.
I was in the garden, I think, when you rang me, Lloyd, because I said to you, I think the words Springsteen came.
Yeah, it was Springsteen.
I didn't know if you were a fan of him, but obviously Shane weren't in the conversation and didn't have a clue what I was saying to you. But like listening to what Shane had done compared to what I did, yet again, I think the old version of like what I demoed was a little bit more thought actually went into what I wrote, Shane, because it was about like but it was so generic, you know, starting a revolution, you know when you've viewed like the same kind of thing over. Now I look back at it, it was like everything's gonna change and start a revolution. I remember the lyrics were around that, but then when you sent yours over, I was like, fuck, that's exactly why it's worth not giving somebody what you've done. They've taken it in a completely different place. Never would have gone there. It's telling me a story. And that's what I kind of tried to relate to you, didn't I, Lloyd? When you were like, oh, I'm not sure. And I was like, nah, man, it's fucking very like, and that's the only comparison, sorry, at the time, Shane, that I could use was like Springsteen. I didn't think of like your Bob Dylan's, your Pearl Jams, Eddie Vedders and stuff. It was just more, I could just hear you kind of telling a story with it, like, so.
Yeah.
Gasoline, what were they called, Shane?
Gaslight Anthem.
Gaslight Anthem, his style. That was like, at that time, I was like, fuck, Shane's taken in a completely different place, like melodically and lyrically,
Yeah.
Oh, this was it's just dawned on me. This was the song, Ron. You must have rung me about 20 times in an hour, because again, it was our internet problem, so I couldn't listen to it. And it would be like every 3 minutes, Ron would ring me. Have you heard it yet? Have you heard it? And then he was shouting at my internet.
I was just really chuffed because it started on my mate gave me an acoustic guitar, which I play just as bad as I play an electric guitar, so there's no real fucking difference. But it started on a kitchen, so that song actually started, and I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I know Shiner knew it. It started on an acoustic guitar. That's how the start, the jin, 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 jin. That's how it all, and it was one of those holding on the chords, and it was all about the melody. Yet again, Shane, one of those vibes like we talk about lyrically or melody wise, where you don't have to particularly have to do a lot guitar wise for the fucking melody to take over. And I think that's how it kind of evolved, didn't it, Shane? Because I kind of said, and then it went from acoustic then to obviously electric. I was just fucking ringing him constantly and going, it's a fucking banger. it's in my head. It's in my head. And then obviously when you done your lyrics and vocal line, it just, for me, it went fucking straight away then, so.
Yeah, Lloyd's bass line is slamming in that song.
I can remember.
And that was definitely the third song you done your vocals with.
Good memory.
Yeah. So you done Blink first, Breakaway, and then that was the third one.
Ah.
I can remember, man. Like when the song was sent over, talking about the bass, I remember thinking, right, it'd be too easy now just to play the root notes. But if I want to kind of get a bit of a Blondie sort of, almost like a "You Give Love a Bad Name" by Bon Jovi crossed with Blondie, I want to get that sort of vibe going on there. And I think we managed to get that. And it's fucking fun to play. Like, it's really fun to play. I love it when it's in the set, but I get to do that walking bass line now, tidy.
Yeah, no, the crowd love it. It'll be difficult to drop in a set, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know it's evolved live. Obviously, we've got Pinball Wizard incorporated into it, which it feels weird when we drop that now because it kind of feels cool to go into that, So it's definitely become a crowd interaction song. Fourth one before we kind of move on, The Fighter is a different.
Yeah, that came later, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? That was the kind of afterthought.
Basically the album was done, and then we had two songs, which were "Rock and Roll Ain't Dead" and "The Fighter," some like demos together. And when we played them, we knew they were strong, like really strong, and they should be on the album. So we ended up recording them after the Rockfield sessions down in Ramesh. But The Fighter came about. Lloyd had a riff. I remember we were in Cardiff. The boys went out for a fag, and me and Lloyd worked on the riff. And I think I cut the riff down tonight, Lloyd.
Basically half day, and then kind of made it like a continuous sort of like like a resolution of it. So like we'll just like you hear it in the verse, don't you? You go onto the D and and let the continuation come back round.
Yeah,
So that's how it happened.
and finish it off with a different tale. And
Yeah.
then it was kind of, it came together really quick actually. As soon as we had that concept and the idea of saying a line and then back into the riff. As soon as we had that concept, it was really quick. And then it was just
Fuck, it was a really quick song to write. That was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. And
I
then
think we've done that in like an hour.
Yeah. And the idea then is just about everyone having their own personal fight. But it was with the idea of maybe someone walking into a ring with a professional fighter, MMA. I mean, what was her name back in the
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
She was huge when we wrote that song, and we were thinking about her doing her thing or walking down to the octagon with that song. But it's basically a song about whatever your fight is in life. Do you know what I mean? And being hard and tough and hit back, hit hard. So yeah, give back.
Pull yourself from the gutter.
Again.
Stick a fucking head in me.
On that note, so part of the whole rundown of this, and what I think James Goldsmith, I hope he hasn't gone yet, otherwise he'd be kicking himself now. We're not actually putting this back up for sale. There's the spoiler. Like I said, we only had a couple each. Now you buy the new edition off Uric, and obviously point of no return. So this particular copy by you, I will take to practice on Thursday, and I will get everybody to sign it, and then I'm happy to post it to the winner of What's the Next Line. So here you go. Now, if you have this, the only thing I ask, if you win right now, like just not to cause anything, if you win and you already have this, then let somebody who hasn't got this copy, like, do you know what I mean? That's because we do listen, we do see the posts and how many people have said they love it. So I need somebody to have a doubler, and so yeah, basically this is going to go up now for What's the Next Line, and this is what you win. It's the first ever release that we self-funded, recorded in Rockfield. There they are. Look at them. Ooh, sexy bastards.
The modern day.
Yeah, that'll be signed in rehearsal on Thursday and posted out to you. Over to you, Shane.
Best prize yet.
What's that, Dave?
Best prize yet.
Yeah. And all you got to do is tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? And the line is, what's done, done. What's done is done. What's the line that follows? Go.
Oof. All right. All right. So track number 5.
Hang on, Ron. James Goldsmith has just said, I'll give you 50 quid for it. Hang on now.
Oh, fucking hell, hang on now. I didn't know we were
Privately message me, right, James?
Right. Oh, hang on. Never messaged Lloyd. Just my fucking copy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
12
James, I
of them in
got
the
14 of them.
Fucking hell, Shane.
But the worst thing is I don't know what I've done with them.
That's his nest egg.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's my pension.
I'll be rich one day.
Yeah, no, it is. I am going to give it away. But if you look on eBay in about an hour and a half when we wrap this up, I'm sure you might find another copy. I'm only joking. Only joking, Ulrich. Don't fucking sue me. Right. Anyway, track number 5. Killing Me. So yet again, this was like in a demo process. Kind of a different style, marching drums. This song is based, and I think this is the truth. Lyrically, I don't know whether it comes across, but I don't think I've ever said this. The idea of the lyrics are about wanting to be back in a band and balancing with real life. There's a truth fucking pill, which I never really said that, so I don't know if it comes across. I tried to kind of put other spins on it, but that was the kind of song that when we were writing, I had a taste for being back in a band. But I was really happy with, obviously, financially being better off not being in a band. It's fucking, so yeah, everything is like, you know, you start thinking of like, do you want to go back down the line of not eating and arguing and life's pressures, which, funny enough, this whole like weird world we're living in now, you just realize how less important fucking everything else is, and the only things that are important are the things that I enjoy and the people I enjoy spending time with. And money is kind of fucking second to any of that. So that's the thing there. Like, don't know about you boys with that track. If there's anything you want to add or anything.
I think this is the one you. I think you'd sent over to me, and you were like really unsure about when you were going, oh, I don't know, and I was like, no, that's a good song, bro. Because that song is basically all you.
Yeah, it was just more the confidence thing that like Shayna's more ironed out and said, stop fucking being a dick doing stuff like that. It's just it's a confidence thing, innit? You're always, you know, we're all capable of bringing stuff to the table. It just depends on the people you work with, and certain people kind of crush that confidence, and that's not.
Yeah.
You don't want that really, like, you know. So I come from different other bands where you have ideas, and all of a sudden somebody else would go, "Yeah, I wrote that riff," and you're like, "Oh right, of course you did. Oh, you must have." Yeah. Or you know, you do a lyric line, and they go, "Yeah, that was mine. I sang it." No, you fucking didn't. So it's nice. That's the good thing about the Crows. It can come from fucking anywhere, and I like the feel of this. Didn't you change something about it, Shane, when we played it live? Did you change the key or?
No, we because originally this is in drop. It was in drop D when it's shot in. This was the only
standard drop D.
Standard drop D, but so we decided to play it in our sort of standard Crows tuning, which was that E flat.
Yeah, E flat drop D.
So
E flat drop. Yeah, D flat.
Just to avoid tuning issues, and it sounded fucking way better as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just remember something changing. I can't remember. Obviously, not being able to play guitar that well, you know, fucking anyway, I can cheat. Happy days. Cut the corner, innit, Dave? Cut that fucking corner.
It's fucking right.
Number 6. Before we reveal anything or whatever, number 6 is blink of an eye. Blink of an eye. I think when we demoed this, we'll go right to the beginning. It's probably one of the quickest songs, and I've said this somewhere before, or we did like a CrowCast thing early on. It's one of the quickest songs musically at the beginning we kind of did, Shine, wasn't it? It was more of a
7 minutes, was it?
Yeah, I remember jumping on the drums, and like it was the old. It's not fucking hard if it's music, and then it evolved from there. Then, so it obviously this was the first track that you wanted to sing on, Shane, when you came up the house and you were like, what have you been up to? Let's have a listen to the demos. And before we even started a band, you kind of listened to the melody of it. And that's the one that kind of stood out for you, really, wasn't it? It was like,
yeah, it was by far the best out of the group of songs, as in like instant hook line. And I could just hear, without, you know, it's like anything, right? If you guys hear a piece of music, you kind of want to get your teeth into it because you know what you're gonna be bringing to it. Like I could hear my vocals all over it. I could hear how I would sing it instantly, holding out certain notes. I could hear it bigger, as I've told you before. Like from day one, I could hear strings, I could hear piano, but that came a lot later on down the process of the Crows. Yeah, I just couldn't wait to get my teeth into it. It was by far the standout track.
It's a funny one, this one as well, because the genuine line came. I mean, I think my electric kit was actually in that corner at the time, Shane. I think just moved back here, and I genuinely remember getting to the end of it. And you know when you feel good when we've all been jamming and we kind of got an idea and we're like, oh, that sounded pretty good. Like the other day when we were up in our place, or like when we were up in Uproar the other day, Shane, and you were kind of leading on that Don't Look Back or that new vibe, and you're like, fucking hell, we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end, and like we haven't had to stop. It was like that. And then about 7 minutes later, I remember smiling, and the only thing I kind of singing was the tagline, "Gone the blink of an eye." And I said to Shina the statement of, "Don't worry about it, but we probably won't even use that. That won't even get fucking. That won't get on the album." And that was something like that, wasn't it? It was just like, nah, don't worry about it, because I know, like you were like, not too sure on that one.
Yeah, and then we must have. I don't know, say the week after, we must have, just gone over and played it again. And then we both looked at each other and went, yeah, we changed our minds on that one, because now that's one of the ones we will play for the rest of our lives.
Oh,
yeah. But when Shane sent over the, because the bottom line is all it had at that point was just a rough fucking chorus line idea. Me and Shane had a chat about a story about growing up when we were kids and stuff, which has evolved now, obviously, and then he sent the vocals over, and I remember it was quite funny because I had the old window as well with a thinner glass. I remember Lloyd came up the house and fucking he must have heard your voice through my stereo. He heard the voice and he come running in there, and you know how enthusiastic he is. He's like, fucking, what's that, bud? What's that fucking? And I was like, it's fucking, that's it, but I was like,
I take this as the nicest possible way. I turned to him, and the verse, dum 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 dum. I was just like, that's like fucking Journey. It's fucking amazing. It's got that fucking recipe there. So it's fucking, it was class, mate. Absolute class.
Yeah, man. And that kind of sealed the deal, and that paved the way for the Crows. So it was that was the track. That was because we weren't, like I keep saying now in interviews, when you look over things, you grow up yourself and everything, and no matter how I thought, that was a band or it was just basic a couple of guys getting together, then somebody else getting together with a couple of guys and a couple more guys. That's when the bands start to becoming a band, if that makes sense. It's like you're still on that journey, so do you want me to cut away from the Shane or go on to the next track, or
go to the next track, bud? There's so many people here. I want to do this fairly, so
that's cool. Number 7, I'll Be Coming Home. This was lyrically based. This was one I was really excited when we were demoing it, because it was kind of like one of the first ones that I had to go at doing any sort of fucking words to. And it's based on being on the road and smoke in mirrors. Not everything's as it seems. You meet some people in the industry and they're not necessarily the nicest people. So it's just kind of past experiences. But the one thing you can rely on is coming back home. That was the premises of this one. So there was kind of, I'd say, early shades of green over there. in the most complimentary way, where I kind of put a bit more thought into what I was trying to put on the table, rather than just like, hey, listen to me go, pump it up. That's a chorus, isn't it? So yeah, it's I think that's John's favourite song, that, isn't it, Dave?
That's that tune there.
I do miss that.
I really miss him, man. I really miss playing that live.
Yeah, I do miss that. And there's a true story with this as well. So yeah, Shane had a bit more of a fuller song to play around with the arrangement and then tweak it. But he did a fucking great line in this, which I remember, because actually once we'd had the Blink chat and like Shane said to me, like in true Shane fashion, don't bullshit me. If you don't want me in a band, if you don't want to do a band, it's fair enough. But I don't want to waste time. And I was like, fuck no, but Blink was fucking awesome. And then the next track you did was, because Shina had said to me on the phone, I want to hear another one. I'd like to hear another one. He hasn't done one of the harder ones. And you followed up with I'll be coming home. And you did that line, run, before the damage is done. And I just fucking loved how yet again you'd taken something I'd done, twisted it, put your own vibe to it, completely put it in a different fucking path. And that yet again planted more seeds to become the Crows rather than a project, like, you know. So that song fucking evolved. It was cool. It was in the set early doors as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we used to come out of Don't Give a Damn, do the big ring, and then straight into that, wasn't it? That was they were kind of married together, them two.
Yeah.
That's going back, eh?
It was number 4 in my little list, though.
I didn't have any wrinkles then.
It was number 4 before we named it.
Yeah,
it was number 4. Do you want me to do another one, Shane?
Well, I basically there's a few people, right? And because it's a decent prize and they're limited. Everybody that said the right lyric, which was, let me just recap. What's done is done, but you can't change your past. So everybody that's kind of put that up on the Facebook or YouTube comments there, I put in the crow wheel.
Yes.
So we're gonna spin the crow wheel to see who wins it.
Oh,
Yes.
that's fair. I love that. This is fair.
That's very fair.
I think so. So there's the names. They're the people that said it right. And let's press the button. Who's it gonna be?
I love that. That's a much better way to. Oh, it's intense. Oh, Karen! Karen Stewart.
Karen Stewart. Congratulations, Karen.
Well done, love.
Nice. Oh,
Wow.
she's watching.
Yeah, she's watching. She
chances, isn't she?
Commented on you.
Can we delete that last comment? We sort of look stupid.
I pretend it didn't happen. Karen, this will be signed on Thursday and it will be posted out to you. Look, if you stick with us and maybe on the next takeover even, fucking Antideck. Fucking Antideck, innit? Everyone's saying we're like Antideck, fucking Antideck. So on the next takeover, maybe Shiner will find one of those copies and generously give it away, or he's thinking, fuck off, Oxford. Now I know I can get 60 quid for it. It's going straight off fucking eBay.
Do you know what? Genuinely, right? If I can find where I put them, they can have them. But I just don't know where I put them.
There we are. Well, there we are.
Shiner's
job is to find another rare copy that we had left, and obviously we'll do that in the next takeover episode. If he can, I'm not promising. I'm just saying if he can find it. If he can, we'll find a way. So yeah, that'll be signed. That will be signed and given away to you. So
it's 60 quid postage and packaging.
Clever bastard.
He's entertained himself today, boys.
He's entertained me.
Yeah. I just handed on the baby up and went, oh, it's a new guitar.
Quick wrap up of it, because fucking hell, we'll be going for 4 hours tonight if we keep going. Next track, Breakaway.
It's about the chocolate bar.
I knew that was coming, dude. Knew he was gonna say it.
I was eating a lot of chocolate at the time, and like a tea, and
yeah.
Anyway,
Nestle happened to have this amazing biscuit.
Yeah. Anyone want to comment on it? Or?
I remember when that first got sent over, I popped up to Liverpool Tattoo Convention, Ron, to see you for the weekend. And me and you were outside on the steps of the Adelphi, weren't we? And we fucking could not stop listening to it, going, look at it, listen to it, it's fucking class.
Yeah, because you sent over the vocals, Shane, with the usual, look, man, it's not finished.
Yeah.
But we were like, fucking yes. Yeah.
It's very mad how, like, just talking about this now, just put me back there.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
It's incredible.
It seems so. I'm kind of glad we brought it up because it does seem so long ago, and it's amazing how far we've come since then. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like I said, I feel now we're a band. Like the five of us, this is the band. Like, you know, how we've evolved, the sound that we're doing, the hard work, the graft we're doing, but. They are nice moments to get you where you are, aren't they? Like, you know, like those little ones of Shane sending over that as a demo and where you were at that part of your life.
Yeah.
And it was still exciting. Like, it was almost still kind of tasting, like, you know, it was like samples of what could be, like, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Fast forward, what, 6 years? Yeah, it would be about 6 years, wouldn't it? Fast forward 6 years, and here we are, and it's like, fucking hell.
Yeah, because even though, like, you know, we had the songs done and we're down on record and all that, it still took us a little bit of time, like, to execute it live. And obviously then Dave coming on board and giving us that extra sort of depth and sound and that, you know, that balls live again. So it was like a two-step thing for me. It was, the songs are great. Now, how do we do that live? And it wasn't until Dave came on board, that extra guitarist, you know, that extra, and it is long locks and stuff.
I know, I've never used the word depth me in the same fucking sentence, but I don't know.
All right, the shallowness of was no. No, but it was. But it was. I'm trying to give you a compliment, and you still.
Yeah. I'm
But,
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you got a Fez again now. Anyway, you win a Fez again.
yeah.
Thickened it up right now.
That was your moment then, Dave. It was a lovely compliment then.
Right.
You know.
Just backed it off and fucking.
Yeah.
I don't take compliments well.
Now we're straight back down to earth with you're wearing a fucking Fez.
Yeah.
Back down to my level.
Next track, genuinely one of my favourites. Didn't make the new re-release, which is fair enough, because there was fucking so many bangers to kind of thing. One of these nights.
Fucking tune, man.
Yeah, just fucking streams of Alice in Chains, and I just fucking loved. I kind of liked this one. This was one of those when it was live and it was right, or even in rehearsals, we used to get really vibed on this as a band. And like going back to when Shane was complimenting you, Dave, when you did join the band and we started with the two guitars playing this, I remember Shane saying in Music Box, yes, it was like it was missing. There were certain things missing from what we did live, because Shane used to move up and do like the lead line. And
the chorus, definitely.
It just fucking drop. So then when you would fill that hole then, Dave, when you'd fill that hole, it was like it was what was needed. Just needed to fill the hole.
That's what I'm gonna call it.
I'd love to play that song now. I wouldn't remember it, I would have thought. We never played it for that long, have we? I'm the whole filler, am I?
No, you just fill. I'm gonna call it Phil from now on.
Depth. It's all about the depth. It's all about the depth.
Filling that hole with depth, like.
Yes. I'm gonna do it'd be great to do an outtakes of this, you know, when we get to like 50, fucking of like fucking marinating your meat. Burning
your end.
No, fucking hell. But yeah, Bang Alive. Don't need to go into it much more. Track number 10, Rock and Rolling Dead.
That's exactly what it says on the tin, really, doesn't it? Yeah.
I actually remember being in work and Shane was there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like Shane had sent the riff over, and then literally I was like live, you know, fucking breaking news live, while Shane was singing Shiner's riff, but rewrote it on the spot of how to flip it round. Where like I just remember him going, that's where I'll sing, and that's where the riff. And then the riff, and that's when I'll sing. And it was almost like I could watch his crazy fucking moment of him hearing the song come alive. And that's exactly how you conducted it then, if that makes sense. It was like...
Yeah, it was similar to Lloyd's with the fight there. It was cutting it down to a structure which worked, where I would sing in parts. I think China played it like 4 or maybe 5 times. I said, no, do a 3 with a tail end, or so I think it was. I can't remember. But as soon as we shortened it, again, the song opened up and I knew exactly, where to go with it. But yeah, instantly. And that's a good thing. When you hear it straight away off the bat, like, that's going to be a good one. Always.
It's quite interesting, man, this song, because this is the only song, I think, or one of 2, which actually had a solo.
Yeah.
And I remember us being in that, it was on that Sunday evening in Music Box rehearsals when we were writing this, like in the room. I remember saying, this needs a fucking solo. This needs a fucking solo, man. It's crying out for it.
Yeah.
And it's got a solo. I'm going to shine.
Do you know the mad thing is, like, when we were recording it, because we had 2 days of Ramesh and me, so that night I come home and written another solo, like a more rock and rolly one, and then so I showed Shane and Ramesh, like, oh no, I'll stick to the other one. I was like, you bastard, the other one's much more rock and roll. but there we are.
It's good. It's good. It's really melodic. I like it. It's nice. It's just melodic.
I remember Shane singing some of that solo as well, wasn't it? It was one of those fucking where we get moments in practice of like it must bug you boys as guitarists when like say the non-official guitarists go like that. Try something like this. And it's like you're almost like fucking air guitaring, isn't it? Like, you know,
Yeah. Mad.
And it was cut in half, wasn't it? Because there was a front part originally to that solo as well, wasn't it? I saved you, Dave. I saved you.
Cheers.
You got cut in half, but
cut the corner bit. It's fine.
Track number 11, Red Light. We're nearly there, boys, and then we can move on then. Track number 11, Red Light. It's one of yours, Shane, wasn't it, Bat?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. This was definitely one of the. But so let's take Rock and Rolling Dead and the Fight It Off. This was definitely one of the last ones of the original. What would it have been? 11 songs that we were like, oh, okay, there's an album. I think I sent the riff to you. You sent the drums back over. We sent to Shane. Shane come back with a melody.
I struggled with this one. I don't know if I had anything kind of ideas down for it. I think you had me screaming on a couple of them. I can't remember what it was, but I remember like giving Shane the fucking bravo, didn't I? But when you came up with, because I always find that intriguing if somebody else can take it somewhere yet again where you just can't hear anything, as in you haven't got nothing. So
yeah, it was it's probably the only track I heard of the demos that didn't have, especially in the verse, it wasn't as melodic as the other stuff. But I remember it was the first thing I recorded, and then I spent another 2 hours trying to come up with different melodies, but that one was the best. And then come up with the lyrics and the concept, and it was pretty quick actually.
Fucking bravo. Track number 12, Fear of the Broken.
This was actually track 2. There.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just come back to me.
Did a video. First single, as Shane says, like when we didn't have a label, first kind of dip into the world. I remember Ryan at the time helping with getting it on Kerrang and stuff, and they kind of launched us. That did, didn't it?
Yeah.
CGI video as well.
Yeah. I remember singing. It didn't record like I always do, and seeing what comes out, just instinctively saying the line, "Heart is like a dead weight." That was like straight off the bat, just come out of my mouth, and then and it stuck. And what I loved about this, again, is probably the only songs I'd heard where it was quite heavy, and then it got to the chorus, and it was really, and the bridge part before the chorus was really sort of weren't expected to go there, so it was a really light, nice chorus compared to the verses, so to speak. It was heavier and darker in the verses, which was in.
It's quite grunty, isn't it?
Yeah, because that was definitely a conscious decision. Because at the time, I think we were thinking of Metallica's on the Black Album, where the verse is the heavy and the chorus is the light. Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where that thing came from, was make the chorus the light thing.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Just what should we try?
Yeah, it's where it all started, really, isn't it?
Yeah. On track number 13, Tonight.
We're not alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've done a video for that, didn't we?
Yeah, yet again, I think Shiner sent it over. I think I fucking went into my storage room screaming on that track. I tried 2-3 different versions to try and do stuff. I remember Shiner going, "Fucking scream!" and then I came out and I couldn't fucking speak. And he went, "That's it. Now we're breaking your voice. That's fucking perfect."
I was there for that, but
yeah, and none of it made it.
yeah. You come out and you're like, all right, how's it going? All right.
Oh, it was fucking hard, that was. Number one, smoking.
Yeah.
Number two, I'm not a fucking singer. And yeah, it went in a completely different way. And what I loved about that, Shane, is yet again something that I think we had a different vibe for it. Very like the song started off very much on the harder side of Nirvana, non-melodic. I was kind of, and then all of a sudden it just go. The only thing I had was like the chorusy. And then it just got kind of, it just went a bit happier, like, do you know what I mean? It was just there was just no, but I couldn't think of nothing. And then like it was mad how you put in the other building blocks, which to me then made it more Queens of the Stone Age, Alice in Chains, as I said.
Yeah.
I kind of remember you listening to it and going, did you hear the screaming version?
I'm not sure.
I know you heard a chorus version because you were like, I believe that's you, but I remember you going, I can't believe any of the other bits would be you, for example, because you know like how I would write or whatever, and like soon as you could hear like the instant like bit of melody, I just struggled on the other bits without kind of going full fucking Kurt, if that made sense, or coming out literally. Well, Lloyd was laughing because he knew I was going to collapse, and Shiner's like, my fucking job is done. He broke a fucker.
Yeah, I was sat next to him, and you were in the room doing vocals, and he was he had your Mac in front of him, and he forgot to hit record and punch you in, and he went, "Watch this now." Great, but we'll have another one.
Right. We went nearly 7 years without him knowing that.
Fucking motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that was great,
Yeah.
but we'll have another one. And you were like,
Yeah. And the worst thing was that one I forgot to do the right punch in the front. That one was banging. I was like, oh fuck.
Should we? How about we have a little bit of that? Well, that was wrapping up anyway. The 4 years it's been out. Thank you guys for wanting to hear a few stories from it. There's loads more. I know there's some people saying that they haven't heard the songs on it. Yet again, maybe we'll speak to the label and we'll play a couple on a future CrowCast. Or we'll work something out. Maybe they'll put them up on YouTube or something. I don't have a clue. But yeah, and then if Shiner can find one of the copies, we'll give it away on a takeover as well. But more importantly, because I'm fucking looking forward to this.
Facts. No. Give me the fact. Right. Did any of you know that the word bra is an acronym for something? BRA. Breast Reinforcement Apparel.
Say it one more time, Dave.
BRA is an acronym for Breast Reinforcement Apparel.
What's the, la-
BRA.
what's the last word you're saying?
Apparel, like as in clothing, apparel.
Apparel.
Sorry, whatever.
Apparel. Yeah, right.
Apparel, yeah.
Right, I'm with you now.
Breast Reinforcement Apparel.
What's your favourite fruit? Apparel.
It's an apple made of clothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to go where you're right.
See what everyone else thinks, is it?
Hmm.
Yeah, lots of.
I don't know. I don't know.
Where's
That's
John?
a good
Mitchell?
one.
He normally tells us the answer, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, John.
That's a good one.
I've stumped you all, haven't I? I've stumped you all.
Sounds feasible.
Yeah, sounds feasible. Yeah.
I need to dig a little deeper.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what it means. Norwich FM.
We're ringing back Ralph Lauren.
Alan Partridge, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it is.
Oh, I see.
Lisa's just texted me. You're saying it wrong. Apparel.
See?
I can get with the program.
Yes, well done, Lisa.
Fucking hell, man.
What that's code for is, David, you're ruining my fact. 'Cause we know the good facts come from Lisa.
Shh, no.
Norwich FM.
Apparel. So when I'm walking in the shop, American Apparel, isn't that like, it was American Apparel?
It's apparel. Yeah, American apparel.
Sounds weird to me.
Apparently, it's apparel. It's obviously it's apparel.
Alex is short for brasserie. Well, brasserie is something you'd have with your dinner.
No, some
I'll have the brasserie, please, with a Merlot.
Fuck.
And I'll have the...
I tell you what, Dave, we're running over time tonight, so let's have another fact. Let's have a double banger, and because we're touching on 3 hours now, and it's not even a takeover, boys. Fucking hell! Oof! Get that tip jar out.
What jar?
I thought he said something else then.
Your bar jar.
Wow,
Get your
get
bar
in.
jar out.
Bra.
Tip jar.
Give me the fit. Give me the fit.
Don't you
So the
nick
next one is, does anyone know why a second is called a second? It's because it's the second way to divide an hour. So you've got a minute is the first division of an hour, and a second is the second way to divide an hour. Hence why it's called a second. You didn't fucking know that, did you?
But surely the minute would be the
first way to divide it. The second is the second way to divide it.
but surely the second would be the first
What?
in that
Yeah,
because
seconds make minutes.
second.
Tripping me
And
out now,
then-
but
60 seconds is a minute. So that would be the second way you divide it.
no. If you're going to divide an hour, you divide it into minutes. Right?
Yeah,
So
because
that's
you're
the first way.
subtracting them.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if you're going to divide it again by any sort of way, it's second. The second way of dividing your hour. That's why they call it a second.
So does that mean the next one down be thirds?
Well, yeah, but you don't, there's,
Yeah.
well, no, it goes milliseconds and stuff like that, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's called a second. So next time you're, I'll be there in a couple of seconds. You actually know what it means. The bra factor is bollocks. A second. It's called a second.
Sure,
yeah.
but you need to go back to crickets, right? That's how I feel about it. The crickets one was genius. You need to go back to crickets. Seconds and bras.
Oh, fucking hell. Basically, go back to crickets. Go
Right
on,
then,
lad.
crickets. I'll be cricket facts next week. Right?
Oh, fucking hell. That's
That's
brilliant.
seconds. Yeah, no, that's good. That is, I like it.
No, well done, Dave.
Just slags it off, and then he says he likes it.
Yeah, that's what I do, innit?
Most indecisive man I've ever met, but
That's what I do.
that's what I do.
100%.
All right, little thing. One of tonight's facts was complete bollocks. I completely made it up, and the other one is true.
Right.
Oh, you sneaky.
Okay.
Ah, right.
So
That's why you could have left that, Dave, because you had a few people who were actually trying to research one of your facts, which is you could have left that. That's
I need to know which one's which, so.
So one of the facts was legitimately bollocks. I love that. All right.
As they always are.
I love that.
As they always are.
Yeah,
Well,
everyone's saying the broad is false.
Yeah. Bra bollocks.
Bollocks.
Let's go. Seconds is true. The second fact is true. The bra fact is balls. Oof. There we go. Well, before we hand it over to Shiner, you're welcome. Before we hand it over to Shiner, thank you all for watching again this week. If you can go on to our socials, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification if you want to see more videos from us, like us on Facebook, and obviously share all the 28 episodes of the CrowCast. Tell your friends every Tuesday at 9 p.m. We've also got merch in the store. We've got loads of merch. So there's Devil in My Pocket t-shirts. There's CrowCast t-shirts for the women. There's definitely CrowCast t-shirts for the women. It never gets old, and I haven't done that for ages. I tell you what we didn't do earlier, and before, let's, I got to do it before we go. So Shane, if I give this to you and we can sign it on Thursday, is that cool, dude?
Yeah.
So hang on, let me drop that down. There we are. Oh, brilliant! I love that. There we go. Old school CrowCast. Pass it to Shiner. That'll keep him busy for a couple of months trying to find the 13 fucking copies.
To be honest, I want to repay Shiner for that piece of paper he threw at me a download.
Go on, man. See if we can do it. If I find him next week, it'll take me a week to get it with it. I have no idea what I do with it.
So the merch store is full. Don't forget to like, share, and spread the word. We will be back next Tuesday at 9 p.m. But before we go,
here we are.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, one-liner, Shiner.
Nice short one then, should we? See you stop laughing, Mr. Wood. Fucking fuck up. Is she still on the MP? Yes. You don't have words when I see you face to face, love. Right. Right. Be a good person. Don't waste time proving it.
Boom.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, I like that.
Love that.
To be honest, boys, right? I how long we've been doing this now? 28 minutes. I am running out of words, boys. To be honest.
You're doing well, bud.
You're
doing well.
Great. Before
I don't know, you do it, boys, writing all the lyrics.
We're running out of them, aren't we? It's okay. Before we go, something different this week. I know we normally close it with one line of Shiner, but for those who stayed on, because everybody's kind of just quickly signing off. Shane, do you want to take us out, mate, with a bit of a shout out?
Yeah, if you can get a photo up, buddy, that'd be great. There he is, guys. We had some very, very sad news this week. Not just a member of the CrowCast, but a member of the rock community, Mr. Simon Goodyear passed away suddenly last week. He was always in attendance to gigs, festivals up and down the country. He's been to so many of our Crow shows, as you can see there. He's wearing our merch and stuff. Just a huge character. Was always buying us drinks and stuff. Loved his rock music and just a general all-round lovely guy. Just want to take this opportunity to send our love and condolences to Simon's family and loved ones. We'll miss you, pal. And just another lesson that is life is a short one, and very poignant what Shiny just said there. Stay safe, everyone. Look after each other.